flimsy. I mean, you should get top 3 with 18, right? Really?
Played a basement fishing the last 2 years? In the fucking first week of May? There will be multiple. With the weather. I mean, if they're
It's also late for us. If it happens. I've had it happen that time of year. Yeah.
What's up?
Nice. That's beautiful. Well, the Open, I can't do the Open with schultz, but I would love to do the Open. It would be fun. I mean, and I can catch it down there. Kind of catch it. But then again, everybody can catch it. Man?
I think the championship is on there. And I will not put it on there. Even though I like it.
It shouldn't be out of state.
The Maryland Championship, it should be in that one.
Yeah, I would agree. Should be in Maryland.
All right, y'all. What's up?
What's up,
We're
everybody?
back. We missed last week. We're back tonight after Thanksgiving, full bellies. Spent some
Very
good
full.
time with our families, and we hope that everybody also had a good time with your family. Everybody had a good meal.
You can tell it was a good time when all three of us are drinking water.
Yeah.
All three of us are drinking water because we consumed enough alcohol in the
Right.
past 2 days.
This is Bass and Dasani radio.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to talk about Tony's Moomaw trip. He's going to talk about some stuff going out there to Moomaw, and we're going to talk some winter bass fishing tactics and go over a couple of baits. And that's what we got for you guys tonight. So do me a favor, everybody. If you're watching, hit the like button if you haven't already. Share it to your profile. Means a lot to us.
I got a big announcement before we get rocking. So next week,
Tony's gay.
Tony is coming out of the closet.
the closet's that way, and I'm not coming out of it because I'm already
Actually, the closet's right there.
here. Oh, well, I'm not coming out of that closet. Anyway, next Friday, December 5th.
Oh, that's right. They're on the don't ask, don't tell type thing.
Yeah, right. Next Friday, December 5th, we're going to be joined by our friends from Stroker Boats.
What's up,
It's
Jason?
going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. So for those of you that don't know, we've talked to lots of boat builders over the years. You know, we talked to Avid. We talked to Heath Murphy a couple weeks ago with Gambler. Stroker is one of those brands that's just, it's always, Tomcat. It's always been kind of there, but there's not a ton of information out there about Stroker. So kind of made some connections through Facebook, and we're going to have an interview with some of the folks over there.
Another performance bass fishing hall.
It is. And I'm pretty excited because, I don't know anything about Stroker Boats. I sent the questions out yesterday. The gentleman that we're talking to, he gave me the thumbs up. So next Friday, Stroker Boats, we're going to like and share it and get it on out there. But it should be a really fun conversation. There's really just not a lot of information out there about these boats. So
The only thing I know about strokers is the one that I see on the bay all the time is much faster than my boat.
Yeah, oh, they're wicked fast. They're wicked fast. So
Much faster.
it should be a fun episode. So join us next week for that. We'll put a flyer out there, a little promo, if you will. So it should be a lot of fun. But next Friday we're going to be joined by the Stroker Boats. Ooh, oh, I know what that is.
Those were also 40% off today.
Really?
Yeah.
Dicks?
No, SFT.
That's sick. Yeah, that's sick. Anyway, Stroker Boats next Friday. We're going to get into some of this. Hold on, let me show you. We're going to get into some of this in just a second. So I guess we'll still talk about Moomaw. So you guys know I talk about Moomaw all the time. It's a really cool lake. It's a very fun place to fish. I think the lake has kind of calmed down in the last 5 or 6 years. And it's interesting because like I talk to a lot of the locals down there when we go. And when I used to go before COVID, every tournament you'd see a 5-pound smallmouth. Every tournament weigh in, you'd see a 5-6 pound smallmouth. Hey, there he is, Mr. Bo. So Bo Bain is actually the gentleman from Stroker. He's tuning in.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining, sir. We're looking forward to talking with you about Stroker Boats next
Yeah.
week.
Absolutely.
Very excited. So Moomaw is an interesting place because it's a very small lake. And when I used to fish it in college, pre-COVID, like 2020 and prior, just big fish, man, like all the time. I caught a 6'11" largemouth one day and got third lunker to a 7-pound smallmouth and then to an 8.5-pound largemouth. So that's kind of what put it on the map for me. And I've been going down every year ever since. And it was very interesting because when I got down there this last weekend, the water temp was 53 degrees. So we launched the boat. I see 53-degree water temp. I'm like, great, crankbait. Let's do it. Not the case. Not the deal at all.
What's up, Adam?
And it was very weird to me why these fish, typical fall pattern. Like last year when we went, the water was like 55 to 57 and they were glued to the bank. I mean, everything was on the bank and it just wasn't the deal. So it ended up being a scope deal, like 100%.
You didn't have any 70-foot diving crankbaits?
Yeah, no. And the crazy I will say I learned a lot fishing down there because I've never actually fished like that. Like you see it on like Bass Live and stuff like that. Like you'll see guys out in the middle of whatever scoping, but even that, like there's a lot of times where those scope fish they'll be relating to a contour or there's something in the area for those fish to be on. But like when we were down at Moomaw, dude, like those fish are out in the middle. I mean, they're relating to nothing. Anywhere from 40 to 75 foot of water.
They're relating to bait.
Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason, and it makes it very hard to pattern it, right? And it was like we got third in the tournament. The other group we went, I think they won it with like 15 something pounds. We had like 13.
So if I pull up a map, can you show me like where you guys were catching them?
Yeah, sure. And again, it's
like,
no secret.
I wish I could share this with everybody, but
yeah, and it's like it's no secret.
I just want to see if we can determine where is Moomaw.
It's in
what's it near?
Covington, Virginia.
The major city.
Covington.
That's not a major city.
That's the closest thing I can find. Covington, Virginia. Dude, it's out there. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Are we talking like Culpeper, Harrisonburg?
No, it's you're getting near it.
Farther out?
Yeah, farther west. So it's like almost on the West Virginia border.
Clarksburg.
No. Again, it's really like off of 64. Like 64 takes you straight into Covington, and then it's right there.
There's 81.
So Chad's got it up right now.
I don't have contours like he has and everything on his phone.
But like,
zoom out so I can see where that's at.
Warm Springs. Okay,
yeah, hot springs, warm springs, falling springs. There's lots of springs in the area apparently.
Greenwood.
Yeah, it's a but it's a pretty small lake.
Keep zooming out.
You guys can see the map.
I can. Staunton. Richmond. Okay, perfect. I can find Richmond.
Lexington.
Yeah, it's close to Lexington.
I wasn't far enough south.
Yeah, it's close to Lexington. It's not super far from Smith Mountain Lake.
Okay, so let me see if I can find this here.
So are you guys going all north and south?
We didn't really run that far north.
Where's your launch at? Right up here?
So if you go all the way south, on the southern part of the lake, keep going down. that chute right there on the bottom.
Is it near?
Not that
This
one.
or-
Yeah, that one.
this one?
Yep. That's
it
where the ramp is.
Is it near Briery?
Sounds familiar, actually.
Briery Reservoir or Briery
Briery Creek. It's in
Briery
the
Lake.
it's in the neighborhood.
I'm trying to.
Let me see your phone. I can find it if you don't mind.
You can't just put in Lake Moomaw.
No, I'm trying to pull up on a chart, like
Yeah.
a depth chart.
Oh,
Not like Google Maps. It's
Here,
I
let me
can't-
see
Like
it.
I have to find the lake to be able to find it.
but yeah. I mean, like there was no rhyme or reason as to why these fish were doing whatever it is that they were doing. Like they were just out there, just out in the middle, and it made it tough because they weren't super schooled up either. I mean, you'd put the scope on and you wouldn't cast for 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
And then you'd see there would be bait, and then there was one school of bait with 3 fish on it, and you'd cast to them and you'd catch 1 or 2, and then they'd scatter, or you'd catch one and the other ones would follow it to the boat and they'd disappear, and then you'd have to go and do it again. But it was very
So
it was a different type of fishing than I'm used to, for sure.
Show me on the map on screen, like the general area where you were catching them, like on the lake.
Okay.
Zoom in.
Yep. So if you scroll in, kind of right where it says Greenwood,
Okay.
we were in that area, but again, not really on anything. I mean,
You were out in the middle. Okay.
yeah, like
So-
just out in the middle.
So I can tell you right now what they were relating to. Like I don't have the Hummingbird doesn't have HD charts for that. So they're if they're out in the middle there, they're relating to the main river channel.
I kind of thought the same thing, honestly.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. And then if you scroll up a little bit more, keep going. So like that point right where your cursor is, we caught a couple in that area, but they were out in the middle again.
Yeah, again, that's all main river.
Yeah.
They're all relating to the main river.
Out in the middle, and then kind of in that little bubble above where it says Lake Moomaw, like out there.
Out in
So,
here.
but again, it was like they were definitely on bait, but you'd have to look, you'd have to search for them forever. And that's just where we caught them. I don't know where the other guys caught them, but to my understanding, it was a similar deal. Like, I mean, they won the tournament. We got third, and it was a scope bite the whole time. Now there were some decent.
What was the water temperature?
53.
53.
Like I thought they would have been on the bank.
Well, them being on the bank is less related to water temperature and more related to the bait. So if the bait's not on the bank, the fish aren't going to be on the bank. So if that bait for whatever reason is still out deep, whether it be maybe it's too cold for them to be or they've already moved back out, or it's too warm, they haven't moved up yet. The bass, obviously the bass are going to be there.
Right.
So it's all related on bait. They're not just going to move to the bank in the fall.
Yeah. Well, I think last year they were on the bank because there was a lot of wind too, and the wind probably pushed the bait up on the bank and shit like that. I mean, we caught a handful of fish on the bank, but I think they were resident fish. I mean, like we would crankbait the banks and just get one here, one there, but they were little ones. I mean, they weren't even the big fish. So
that's more
for us. It was
little
just
fish living on the bank.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was just out in the middle, and it was very different from what we're used to because
big lick,
right?
Caitlin Parag just shared. Thanks. That girl's pretty hot.
Yeah, right. So generally, when we go down there, I mean, you can throw a glide, throw a crankbait, a spinner bait or whatever on the bank and catch them, but it just wasn't that way this year.
Well, yeah. I mean, and that's all dependent on bait. So if the bait's in the middle, if the bait's in the middle, the bass are going to be in the middle. I mean, that's just reservoir fishing. They go shallow for a reason. In the springtime, they're going shallow because they want to spawn. In the fall, the only reason that they're going to go shallow is if the bait's shallow. Mm-hmm. If they can stay deep where they're going to winter, they're not going to move if the bait's all there because they can just eat as much as they want. And that's actually a good point. Like when we're getting into this wintertime fishing is like bass movement is all bait related it's either bait related or spawn related.
Yeah. Yep. I would agree 100%. And that's a big thing on the flats too, man.
Handful of times it may be water quality related, but
that's a big thing on the flats, and like a lot of people don't realize that is like when you get on the flats in the middle of the summer, Or just even in the spring where there's grass on a lot of places. Like people will get in the grass like, I don't know why there's not fish here. It's like, was there bait?
Right.
You know what I mean? If there's not bait, I mean,
depending, you got bluegills, you got, I mean, but something, and sometimes it's hard, like to figure out because their, main forage could be crayfish,
right.
especially out on the flats.
Yeah.
People don't think about that as much, but that might be the main forage, and it's kind of hard to see if there's, if there are crayfish around. But it's easy to see when they're shad around. Like
Right.
when they're shad around.
Yeah.
Good way to find shad, look for stripers.
Right.
Like you see stripers, just blowing up everywhere, then there's shad in that area, and there's going to be bass in that area.
Right. But yeah, it was pretty neat because I've never actually like a lot of the scoping that we do like up on Conowingo and stuff. Like you'll scope like offshore cover,
Yeah.
like a boulder or something, right? But like these fish were just out in nothing.
That's my favorite way to catch them.
Yeah, and I've never actually done that, and it actually made me really think of like, okay, if I go like if the next time I go up to Conowingo,
Okay,
like in the
I'm
summertime,
sorry. Why is that your favorite way to catch them?
It's so much fun.
when you find them in nothing, it is
Like
kinda
you
fun.
find them in nothing. It's like, so it's almost like bed fishing, because you've now found a fish. I know it's a bass. All I have to do is make it eat.
What's up, buddy?
I love it. I can't get enough of it.
It is a lot of fun, but yeah, it was the first
And
for me.
it fascinates me. Like Tony was saying, that like these fish are just in the middle of nowhere. It's completely different than what we've ever thought about bass fishing.
Yeah,
There's no, like Tony's words, no rhyme or reason for them to be there.
I mean these. I'm thinking when we're 3
So it's
days.
just a new puzzle for me to, it's
Yeah.
a new puzzle for me to unlock.
Like
But
3 days
this
we
is
screwed
what I
around with
like
these.
loving bass fishing.
Like 3 days we fucked around with these fish, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, without scope, you're not catching these fish unless they're surfacing, because
How deep were they?
it depends.
Like
So
where were they suspended at?
some of them were in like 10 to 15, some of them were in like 30.
So you can catch those. I mean, depending on how much they're moving, you can catch those. You can catch those fish. It's definitely incredibly easier with scope. When they're suspended down that far, you can catch them on TV using 2D.
Yeah. They were moving a lot. That was
If they were moving a lot, then it makes it hard. But if
Yeah,
they were just suspended like wintering hole stuff, well, yeah, you can catch them in that. I mean,
And
we've
then
done it for
the
years.
cool part was trying to figure out like, because on the first day there was slick calm, so it was pretty easy to drop a 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce on them. And then the next 2 days it was blowing. So then it was this game of like, well, I got to get to the fish, but I don't want to get to them too quick, and I don't want to screw up the action of the Demiki rig or whatever. So it was it was fun, man.
So what size weight did you end up throwing?
It was different. Like there wasn't the first day.
What's
I guess
the heaviest weight?
I mean, I was throwing a 5/8 by the end of it.
That's really heavy.
Yeah. Well, the wind was blowing. I mean, the wind was gassing, and then we were making long casts. So the first day, it was overcast. The fish were kind of sitting up a little bit higher in the water column. 1/8 ounce was doing it. I mean, because they were 10 to 15, and they would see it. It was cool. Like that bait would get 5 foot down, and they would start coming up. I mean, they saw it from a long way away. It was very neat because
The
like
water clarity pretty good there.
it's pretty clear. So like on Wingo, you got to get like 3 feet away from them before they see it. Like on Moomaw, dude, they see that thing like 10 feet away. I mean, it was cool.
You ever notice on Wingo, as soon as it hits the water, they immediately come to it?
Sometimes,
That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. Especially with like an A rig, like a big bait or something like that. Like the A rig, I've seen it a lot with the A rig.
I've done it on drop shot
Really?
all the time.
Wow.
Like just a weight hitting the water, they'll shoot off the bottom and come right up to it.
Damn. Yeah. So that was the cool part. So the first day was a lot. Our best day was the first day. We had like 16.5 pounds. It was a lot of fun. And then the next day, the wind started blowing. The fish had kind of, again, they weren't relating to anything, so you couldn't go to like find a spot on the map like, oh, they're going to be here and here and here. It wasn't like that.
And they're just cruising around.
You just had
the
to
main river channel.
like troll a motor on 10, just like a submarine left to right, and then there they are. Make a quick cast and hope you hit them in the right spot. So
10, it must have been really blowing.
yeah, it was cool. Like I feel like I learned a lot.
The 10 is just covering water.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, it's just to cover that much more water.
yeah.
I feel like I put 10 will knock me off the boat.
10 will knock me off on my, but that quest will knock me off.
Well, the funny thing is the guy I was fishing with has like I think a 21X Triton with a quest. That thing on 10, I was like legs all the way spread out. I'm like, oh, here we go. We're gonna get fucking thrown off the boat.
That's how mine is.
but I definitely learned a lot from it just because I've never actually had the chance to do that stuff. Like, and it made me think like, okay, the next time I go up on Conowingo and like summertime or fall and I have like a really tough day, I'm just gonna go out in the middle and just scope around, see what happens.
It's really hard to do on Conowingo.
Yeah, but I mean, you could.
Biggest problem with Conowingo is there's too many trash fish.
Yes, but you just got to do it one time and catch a couple to get the confidence up, and then you know what I mean. But there is a lot of trash fish on Conowingo.
I have done it a lot up there.
I've never done it.
I have had very little success.
Really?
I've caught some. No, don't get me wrong. Like I've caught some fish doing it, but like it gets really irritating because you're catching 10 catfish to every bass.
Yeah.
And a lot of times catfish, you know, depending on their size, they're really hard to tell the difference between, you know, like a 15, 16-inch catfish and a 14 to 18-inch bass look exactly the same.
They'll destroy your baits too.
Well, that's the interesting thing about Moomaw is like I don't think
Too
I've
bad
ever.
when you're catching them on a minnow.
I don't think I've ever caught a catfish on Moomaw. So like,
Right, so
you
don't
can
have
tell.
you don't have a lot of
Right.
trash fish, so you know if you're seeing something out there, it's probably a bass.
Right.
You know, they probably have walleye there too, and
I did catch a Walter.
they're in, you know, they're not going to set up in the same places as bass, so you know you have a very good, you know, your percentage of casting at a bass is going to be way higher.
Yeah. No, it was neat. Like I definitely.
What's up, Josh? Thanks for joining, man. Same to you, brother.
It wasn't the bite I was hoping for, but it was a cool bite to experience and to pick up a couple things.
It's always fun to learn something new.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, 100%.
That's why that's probably why I like doing that so much, is because it's just something different. I don't get to do it around here very often, so when I do get to do it, I absolutely love doing it. And it's like I said, it's one of my favorite ways to catch them. I guess because I don't, like you said, we don't get a chance to do it very often.
Yeah, well, and like I remember sitting there thinking about it. I was like, man, I wish like we had a traditional like lake that wasn't man-made current, man-made water level all the time. That was a little bit of consistency, that was a little bit easier to pattern fish, so we could actually get good at something like that. Like it would be cool if you had if Lake Anna was like 40 minutes away and you could go and fuck around with it all the time.
You have 3 reservoirs.
Well, yeah, not without the boat. I mean,
did you get the boat?
Tomorrow, hopefully. I'm just gonna go look tomorrow and see what happens. But yeah, that'd be kind of sick.
Is that his boat?
So he bought it. Tom bought it for the motor, and he doesn't want the boat.
Ah, okay.
So
he put a 60 on that John boat.
Nice.
Yeah,
the John boat probably rolls now.
yeah. So he got it for the motor, and then he doesn't want the boat. And I'm like, well, I got the reservoir runner in the garage. I mean, if I end up getting it, like if I hook it all up, I mean, if I get it, I'm gonna hook it all up. You guys are just take it whenever you want.
I would be down to go do some reservoir fishing. I haven't fished Loch Raven in a long time.
Well, and that's like way better glide bait fishing.
Oh yeah.
On like Loch Raven, Pretty Boy, stuff like that. Way more conducive to your glide bait fishing than the Upper Bay and stuff.
Right.
The only thing that I hate about like Loch Raven, Pretty Boy, like the ramp times suck.
Pretty Boy's fine.
Pretty Boy is like the Wild West. I mean, you can almost night fish out there. Like nobody checks
gives
it.
a shit.
Yeah. Liberty is kind of similar, but yeah, Loch Raven's pretty strict. Loch Raven.
Well, yeah, because the only ramp is at the fishing center. So when the fishing center closes, then the ramp's closed. But Pretty Boy,
the fishing center closes. Like you want to be out there fishing when the sun is going down.
The Pretty Boy ramp is essentially just a pull off.
Yeah, the ramp's terrible, dude. The Pretty Boy ramp's fucking awful. It's literally just gravel and shit, and people are digging their tires in it all the time.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Sounds like fun.
But that's to my understanding, that lake fishes like very deep most of the time anyway, because the primary forage there is perch. So a lot of those fish, like, I mean, a lot of the guys, like the old timers that would go out and troll in the middle of the lake for perch, like with like beetle spins and shit, would end up catching like 5-6 pound bass, like largemouth and smallmouth, just trolling for perch.
Interesting.
So
no shad in there?
I don't think there are. I don't know though. I don't know that that's true, but I think the main forager is perch. I'm pretty sure it's yellow perch and white perch. Because I know, like when I used to fish there a lot, like there would always be the old timers be out in the middle trolling for perch, loading them up. I mean, loading the coolers full of white.
I mean, I always knew there was a lot of perch in there, but I didn't know like what do they eat?
Yeah, I mean that's a good
You know, like what there's that many perch in there. There's got to be. You'd think there'd be some shad or
right
some kind of stuff in there. I mean, there's shad in every other reservoir, so.
I mean, there's got to be something, right? I mean, it's fed by the gunpowder, like so. There's got to be some sort of natural bait forage in there. Well, yeah, yeah.
No, that's more Loch Raven. There's more trout in Loch Raven because the main trout waters are below Pretty Boy.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it would be cool to have a little reservoir rig just to like screw around with, and I'm not gonna fish any tournaments on the reservoir rig, but just to learn some new techniques and go up there and try some new stuff and get a little bit of confidence on it would be kind of cool.
Hell yeah!
So, just to screw around with, and again, like I said, if I get the boat and fix it up, you guys can take it whenever you want. I'll get some cheap lithiums in it, just enough to rock and roll, and then you guys take it out whenever you want. Dude, that cat. That cat's gonna screw him up.
Throw some Y times in there.
Oh yeah, yep, 100%. That's I mean, just get enough to run
trolling motor and
20. I think it's already got a 24 Fortrex, which could probably get a little spot lock action going on. But like, just get 60 volts worth of Y times and just fucking send it. You're good. That's all you got. That's all you need. Just get it, just enough to get out there. Like, I'm not trying to run 12 miles an hour and fish tournaments. Just get out there and have a good time. Be able to actually fish a little bit.
I think you should send it to that reservoir guy that we interviewed.
I actually talked to him yesterday. I talked to Matt yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Because I was telling him, I'm thinking about buying this boat. And I got this reservoir runner. Like, if something's wrong with this thing, can you work on it? He's like, yeah, that shit's easy. I'm like, okay. Because I wasn't going to buy it.
What's a reservoir runner?
So the reservoir, all right. So like back in the, I guess like the 70s.
Like the only motors that I'm familiar with, other than the new fancy one, are the Rays.
So they actually just went out of business.
I heard.
Yeah, they like recently, like a couple weeks ago, they just went out of business. So
it was a few months ago. But
was it okay? So like Ray electric outboards was pretty popular. Torpedo came on the scene a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's relatively new. I'm talking like early 2000s, 90s.
Yeah, so
the
like
last time I was involved in anything reservoir.
So Ray was very popular, and there was a lot of homemade stuff going on. But that's how Reservoir Runner started. And actually, the guy that used to run it, he passed away a couple years ago. He lived out in Westminster, and I used to when I bought the Reservoir Runner, I ended up taking it up to his house, and he worked on it. But it's basically like a golf cart motor that he secured to a Johnson or an OMC lower unit. And like the cool thing about the Reservoir Runner, like a lot of like the Rays and the Torpedoes, it's just the prop. The Reservoir Runner has the ring around the prop it's weird, right?
It's like a prop guard.
Kind of, but it's built into the lower unit. Like there's literally there's a lower unit, and then there's a big ass metal ring that goes all the way around it, and the prop sits in the middle, and it's to increase thrust on. So the Reservoir Runner, like a 60-volt Reservoir Runner would run like 9.5 miles an hour, and a 60-volt Ray would run like 7 or 8. So
okay. So if we can, if we can go 8 or if we can go 6 to 9 miles an hour, like I'll go out. Like,
go out
and fuck around.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like
if we go any slower, though, I'm not.
But here's
like if it's below 6, like I might be out.
Well, I think if you get a 17-foot John boat and put a Quest on it, you're probably going to do 5 or 6.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Like if we can go 8 or 9, like I want to be able to go faster than a trolling motor.
If you put a Quest on the front of my John boat, that thing would rip.
Oh yeah.
I bet you'd get 7+ out of it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Can we?
I honestly think if they took the technology of a Quest and put it in a transom mount.
I was just thinking about that. Can we pull the guts out of a Quest and put it into like a transom mount?
So Minn Kota had something like that.
Well, I know they had a transom mount, but like I want the brushless motor out of a Quest.
But they actually had a reservoir type of motor that went on and it had tilt and trim and everything.
Yeah, but
one of my buddies had one.
It wasn't like faster.
No, it sucked. It was horrible.
It was horrible.
Yeah. But yeah, if you put the Quest on there, it would be sick. But so that's kind of the only reason I'm thinking about screwing around with it.
How many volts is that?
I can run it from 48 to 72 volts.
Okay, so
let's hook it up for 72 volts and run it.
I mean, I feel like we could probably run into 3 24-volt lithium, like 200 amp hour batteries.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how many amps does that pull? Let's calculate how long this is gonna run.
Well, with the lithiums, it seems like they run a long time. I
And
mean,
remember, the more volts we do, the less amp draw.
so when I talk
Yeah,
to
we got to know what amp draw it has at what voltage, right?
Right.
Like if we're running it on 72, like how many amps is that pulling? Because now we
Yeah.
can calculate how long our battery's going to last, and I don't want to get stuck in the middle of pretty boy.
So when I talked to Matt about it, Matt was basically saying if you wanted to do it, if you wanted to go not crazy, but get a 172 volt battery will run 90% of what you want to do. If you want to be super safe, just get two 72 volt cells and just wire them up.
How much
you're
is a
good.
72 volt lithium?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no.
That
clue.
sounds really expensive.
Now, back in the old days, the guys were running 6-volt golf
Let's
cart
look.
batteries. Guys were running 10 golf cart 6-volt batteries, 600 pounds of batteries, which is just crazy. Actually, it was like 1,000 pounds of batteries, which is I'm not into all that. I'm gonna throw some cheapo lithiums in it and call
Oh,
it
it's
a
only
day.
$2,000. No big deal.
For one or two.
For one.
Yeah.
For one life.
Is that a lie time?
The lifetime is. Oh, hold on. I'm looking. Got to look at the.
Lifetime might not even make that.
So lie time,
Okay.
they had a thing for a while on Amazon where you could get 3 batteries for like $300.
I'm not seeing anything lower than like
48.
$1,300.
And 48 is the best that I can find with lifetime.
48 volts.
Yeah.
See, that's tough though because
Dakota Lithium has a 72 volt 55 amp hour.
that's not a lot.
That's probably very expensive.
Yeah. Here's a 72 volt. Here, this is a eBay Chinese special, but 72 volt 65 amp hour for $879.
I feel like that's not enough amp hours though.
Yeah, I agree. That's why
You
you need to.
would need to get 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's
How
why
much
you
was
need
that
a
one?
couple of them. $879. It's actually a pretty good deal.
You can pay $1,600 but you're also gonna get a battery gauge with it too. Yeah, so you'll have an
Wait,
idea.
what do we got here?
Here's one where you can get 6 12-volt 100 amp hour.
I just
for
saw
30 watts.
that.
Which one?
1300. Is it the Enjoy bot?
It's 1,800, but it is the Enjoy bot.
Oh, I got them for.
So
I found them.
it's 6 12 volts. I mean, that's 72 amps.
Oh, I got the same deal. If you go directly to them, it's 1344.
Okay.
That's actually not too bad. It really
No,
isn't.
that's not
That's
bad.
a 72 volts, 100 amp hour.
Now, realistically, like I think 60 volts, you're probably good. I mean, now I know a lot of those guys on those reservoir runners did run them up to 72 volts, but
I mean, go big or go home.
Here's 2. They're each 72 volt 100 amp hours. 2
Hold
of
on.
them.
You can get a 72 volt lithium battery from your favorite website for $118.69.
Timu,
Yes, sir.
hell yeah, that's what we're doing.
That is definitely catching on fire.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's gonna burn your house down, everything.
I'm not even sure this is actually a battery.
It's probably you probably like get a picture of the battery.
That one's not too bad either.
No, I mean, and like here's the thing, right? I know that we've the conversation around lithium
Dude,
batteries.
reservoir boats are not cheap.
Here you
There
go.
is nothing cheap about having a
72
nice
volt,
reservoir boat.
72 volt, 105 amp hour golf cart battery, $15.99
for one.
for one.
It's not terrible.
I mean, you're talking a 72 volt battery.
15 amp hour. That's it.
No, 105, $15.99.
Okay.
I mean, that's not. I mean, it sucks, but
See, like I would rather get 6. I would rather get.
Oh,
the 60 volts.
AliExpress has a 72 volt, 200 amp hour lithium battery for $893.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking
That
about.
boat is definitely burning to the ground.
Right. I'm gonna leave the gas tank in it so when it does burn up, it goes quick. Dude, I like sinking boats, man. You know I like sinking boats.
Yeah, you have a thing with sinking boats.
So I don't know. It
So
would be a
if you
fun
want to go
little
a little better, Power Queen, you can get 236 volt, 100 amp hours for $959.
How many? 100 amp hours?
236 100 amp hour.
It's not bad.
Wireman series, good to go. You
I
need,
think-
you
yeah.
need 3 of them.
I think 60
Need
is
one for
kind
that.
of the
Need one-
the sweet spot.
Need one for that Quest.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna put a Quest on it. I'll just run a 24 volt. I think that the 60 is
Telling you.
kind of the deal. Like if you
Eventually, we're gonna put a Quest on it.
probably.
I have a 24 volt 65 pound thrust trolling motor laying in the garage.
It's got one on it.
Yeah.
It's got an 80 on it, right?
It's got a 24-volt something on it. Yeah.
Is it a Fortrex or?
I think so. It's not spot lock. I know that.
Does it have the same mount as an Ultrex?
The Fortrex and the Ultrex do not have the same mount.
Yeah,
same style.
Put one of those quick
Same
connect,
style,
Put one of
but-
those quick connect things on your boat, and then just take that off, and then put it on the Raspberry.
Yeah.
They're essentially the same.
Yeah. But then I gotta
Like, you can
I gotta
put a-
manhandle the 150-pound Quest from one boat to another.
You can put a Fortrex on an Ultrex mount, but you can't put an Ultrex on a Fortrex mount.
Interesting.
And you can't put anything on a Quest mount.
Oh, fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it'd be a fun little project, just a little, get you out there type of thing. But I will say, like, I know that like a lot of people say you got to get the good lithiums, and I get that. But like a lot of the reservoir guys are using the light times and having a great
bare bones, like
I don't
just
think
something to
light
have
times are
fun.
bad.
No.
I don't think light times are bad. I think
I mean-
when you get into a Temu battery, you're going to get into a bad battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that picture of the Temu battery was literally just a black box.
Yeah.
Probably
Try
not.
and pick it up and the plastic would crack on it.
Yeah, there's nothing inside of it.
But like realistically speaking, I mean, if
The battery case.
you get the boat for $1,500, you already got the motor. You hook it up, you put some wires on it, redo some pumps and shit like that. I mean,
Trolling motor.
Shit, you don't even have to do the pumps. You ain't fishing tournaments.
well, right. Well, bilge
Like-
pumps.
Just bilge pump. Make sure your bilge pump's good and call it a day.
Yeah.
You get a cheap bilge pump on it easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could take the one out of the bullet that sunk it, put it in that one.
No, we want one that works.
The hardest
Just go
thing,
buy a new bilge pump. Like a new bilge pump's what, $50?
yeah, and just put honestly,
Maybe.
and
Right?
like all you got to do is put scope on it. Put scope up front and put a like a 9-inch graph on the back, just with some maps, and you're good.
Yeah,
That's all
get you
you
some
need.
maps in the back. I'm sure we have enough old units laying around that like
We can use the 12-inch monitor in my garage for the scope.
No, you gotta hook that up. You gotta put the scope on your boat, dude.
Oh, just so we could put.
He's already
take the
he
screen-
can. He's got a Garmin in the front.
Oh yeah, true. That's right. I keep forgetting your Garmin's on the front. I always think it's on the back.
I have 2 of them. I just haven't hooked both of them up.
I can't wait till you get scope on the front of your boat so you can watch your glide baits coming through the water, because it's pretty cool.
It's also
Well,
annoying
no,
when
what
you.
it's gonna do is piss me off when I see all the fish that are following it and they won't eat it.
Yeah.
I have not had that problem. Just saying.
Oh, we had a lot of that at Moomaw, throwing some glides. It was be like 15 fish come off the bank for it, and just nobody eats it. I had one fish swipe it the whole trip, and I threw it a good bit. I will say that G-Rat glide is sick. That thing looks really good in the water.
They're good. They're good glide baits.
And like, so I will say the Arashi's a better it has that better
It's a
swim.
wide glide, yeah.
But the G-Rat, like just the quarter turns, or just if you want to chop it, is way better.
Yeah, if you and Chad knows this, but like you can take if you take a glide bait and just hold it nose down, like you can tell if it's going to be a good glider or if you're not sure or a better chopper just by how far the tail section holds over. Farther over the tail section, the better that it's going to chop. If it's less like the depth's 250, it's that tail barely kicks over. That's why it's got such a wide glide.
I think there was one fish amongst our 2 boats in 3 days caught on a glide. That was it. It just wasn't the deal this year. It usually is, but it just wasn't the deal. I mean, I threw the G-Rat a decent bit, just didn't happen.
Yeah, that's a good glide. I like them. They just came out with a new line of the G.
Really?
Yeah, it's all Steve Kennedy's custom painted colors.
Is that what he throws? Steve Kennedy throws the G-Rats? Because I know he does throw a glide bait a good bit. That's interesting.
That's one of his 3 sponsors.
No
Because
shit.
He's never had sponsors.
How does he do that? Does he just have a lot of money, I guess?
He was able to survive many years on tour by tournament winnings. He
Wow.
was that good.
Damn.
That's
pretty awesome.
Consistently in top 10 AOI
Wow.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And then he won. I mean, he's won a couple. He's won a couple elite series. So that's a couple $100,000. But when you get, when you have a lot of top 10 finishes, I mean, I think he's won over $2 million or something.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like it was a fun. I will say that Buka rod that I bought that actually is a really nice glide bait rod.
that St. Croix that I got is freaking sick.
Is that a Victory or a,
yeah.
So I literally went on the site tonight to get a Dobbins Ecstasy, and they were sold out. I was so mad because I was ready to just say fuck it and just grab it because I'm tired of screwing around and trying to figure out what rod I'm going to get. But yeah, it was like 2 days ago. I went and looked, and it was fine, and it was there. And then I looked today, and it was sold out. I was like, you got to be shitting me. So that's a question for the viewers I want to ask is like, for you Dobbins folks, if anyone has experience with the Dobbins Ecstasy, how would you rank it against like a Shimano X Pride or a Legend Extreme or whatever? I think the Legend Extreme's probably going to be a little bit nicer of a rod.
Yeah, he's won $2,066,613 with CASS.
That's sick. That's sick. I was just telling Paul
33 top 10s, 63 top 20s.
I was just telling Paul I had a Dobbins Ecstasy in the cart like 3 days ago, and I didn't pull the trigger because I wanted to check the prices on the X Pride a couple more
Black
times.
Friday deals.
I know, like I wanted to check the prices one more time. I was thinking, oh, maybe I could just get a Corrado, or maybe I can get a Zodius or an X Pride, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get a Dobbins Ecstasy. I'm just gonna send it, get the high end rod, and then I went back on the site and they were sold out. So no Dobbins Ecstasy for me.
What do you want?
A 610 medium heavy. Now they probably have it on Tackle Warehouse and like Midway USA or whatever, but the site that I get it from, because of the military discount or whatever, they were sold out. But to my understanding, Dobbins doesn't actually make a ton of the Ecstasy rods.
Does
because
Tackle Warehouse not do military discounts?
No.
They do a military discount, but it's not like the Dobbins. The Dobbins is like 40%.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's substantial.
Tackle Warehouse, I believe, is 10.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I don't know. I'll wait a couple weeks, and if we get into like February or whatever, and it's still not there, I'll probably just go with an X Pride or something. Because like I can get an X Pride for the same price that I can get.
The prices of the X Prides now is freaking ridiculous.
Dude,
I was buying them for like $230. Now I was just $330.
At that price, they're sick too.
I was looking at reels today at SFT, and like Tatoolas have went up depending on like how high. Like I was looking at Tatoolas, the price of Tatoolas and the price of Zillions. Tatoolas have went up. When the SVTW first came out, it was like $209. It's like $230 now, and the Zillion's $400 now.
Damn.
That was a $370.
It was $369 when I bought my two. I mean, so that's went up 10. You know, like they've all went up like 10%. Like it's ridiculous.
Anything coming from Japan or anything is just a lot more expensive now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
freaking tariffs.
The Dobbins, the Champion HP is unbelievable. The HP Extremes are really nice rods. They don't make anything under 7 foot casting. So the Dobbins Ecstasy is perfect because it's in that 610, which I like. The 610 is like what I really want, but they're sold out. So I can go to the 6.8 and they have the Champ XP or the Sierra. The Sierra's a good rod, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like, and I don't know.
What about a Zodius?
I could get one, but they're like $250.
Yeah, St. Croix doesn't make a 610 medium heavy.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, happy Thanksgiving, Bunky.
Yeah, the six, in my opinion, like I say this because I've had one before and I really liked the one I had. Now the one that I had was a cheap rod. It was a $100 Ardent rod, and I put the screws to that thing, man.
I just don't. I don't get any benefit out of I have a 6.6 medium heavy, and the only reason I have that rod is because I bought it from somebody for $25. It's a St. Croix. It's a St. Croix Avid. It's a good rod.
What's up, fishing for
and like
dollars? Happy Thanksgiving, brother.
Thanks
for joining.
I can't do anything with that rod being shorter than I can with a 7.1.
But here,
in fact, it's easier to skip with a 7.1 than it is a 6.6. I think I was telling you the other night, because when you go to skip, like, you know, you're that low kind of almost underhand cast.
Mm-hmm.
Your rod tip's closer to the water, so it keeps the bait. You can get the bait launched at a better angle.
Yeah.
With it being a little, you know, with that extra length. That's where I come. You know, I skip. I do a lot of skipping, a jig under docks, and that 7.1, 7.2 range that's like my favorite length for skipping.
Happy Thanksgiving, Brian.
I think I
Thanks,
could.
Happy Thanksgiving, Brian.
I mean, I'm sure I could put a 7-foot rod in my hand and be perfectly fine. It's just for me, it's a confidence thing because I had a 610 and I really, really liked it for that close quarter stuff. But the 610 was also still long enough to where if you got out in the grass, you could still fish it like a regular chatterbait rod.
I would rather have the extra length for better leverage, because if it's not doing anything different for me, like I'd rather have a little extra leverage to get that fish out from that dock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that, I mean, personal preference. Like I'm
each
not
their
hating.
the subject.
I'm not hating your 610, but
For
me, it just wouldn't work for me.
I mean, like I said, I went on there today, and if that Dobbins Ecstasy would have been for sale, I would have been on it. I mean, I was ready. I had the card in my hand. I was ready to hit go because I was just tired of fucking with it.
Yeah, we're supposed to get some snow next week.
I think on Tuesday, and supposedly the storm's getting a little bit worse now, from what I've been
It
seeing.
is cold as balls out right now.
How much are we supposed to get?
I don't know.
It's not going to amount to anything.
It might be enough to screw up the daily commute, which would be good enough
my daily commute
to the couch or
to
to the
my
office
across
right?
the hall.
I do the old black tarp method.
What's
Put a
that?
black tarp outside, and if I see if I can snowflake on that thing, I ain't going into work.
That's very smart.
That's awesome. Like, I
Nice.
guess I'm not going to work today.
The old black tarp method, or the slippers also a good one too. If you go out, you walk out in your slippers. If it comes up above the rubber pad on that slipper, ain't going in.
It says less than an inch.
Nice.
So,
First snow of the year,
nothing
though.
crazy.
It's pretty early. We usually don't get anything at all until like December. Paul Brian says, Paul, if you still need to get your skeg fish, Miller's doing them now.
I may have messed it up. I haven't talked to Brian in a while. I may have messed it up pretty bad. So
Again? Or like you
When
haven't
I was
got
in
it fixed
Wisconsin.
yet? Okay. So you never got it fixed after that.
let's not talk about that.
Fair enough.
No, I'm still waiting for the fiberglass work. So essentially, what he told me is, rather than me dropping my boat off down there, keep my boat so I can still fish. So like I told him, like, look, I fish all winter. He's like, cool. He's like, I'm really busy right now. I don't know when I can get you in. So rather than you just bringing your boat down here and letting it sit for, a month or a month and a half, 6 weeks, whatever, like,
That's pretty sick.
you're only 15 minutes away. I'll just call you when the shop's open and just drop your boat off, and then I can get started on it. That way you can keep fishing. You can keep fishing until I'm ready to fix it. I'm like, sweet.
He's taking a Ranger bucket seat and turning it into a shop stool. That's pretty awesome.
Nice. I told you about the bar in Texas, right?
Yeah.
All the bar stools at the bar were all bass cat seats.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
That's pretty
It
cool.
was like they were all like the folding bass cat seat, like the back, the back.
I
pedestal seat.
literally have 2 of those brand new Ranger pedestal seats with the backrest on them.
Yeah.
In my garage. Well, I have 2 for the boat that I want to keep, but then I have 2 that were with the old boat that were never even used. They're literally brand new.
You should turn them into like bar stools or something.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I think they're also worth a lot of money though. I think they're worth like $400 or $500.
Those things are not cheap.
Yeah,
They make sick bar stools though.
they do, and I would like to
If you have
build
a
a bar down in my basement.
That'd be sick.
That'd be sick. And like your 2 bar stools or just Ranger seats. That'd be badass. All right, so we've talked about Moomaw. We've talked about making bar stool seats out of bass boat seats.
Winter bass fishing.
Let's talk a little bit about some winter bass fishing. I'm going.
I guess since we got a little bit of snow coming in, so why not?
It's cold. Is it got a little snow coming in? I'm gonna go freeze my balls off tomorrow.
It's supposed to be like 25 degrees tonight.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 28 in the morning.
Are you going out of where you launching out of?
I'm driving to the Northeast. What are you talking about? I'm not running over there.
hitting them with the old $20.
Yeah, and the $24 toll.
Damn.
I don't care.
Tournament or just fun fishing?
I'm just fun fishing. No, Nate's having a tournament tomorrow, but
Oh, okay.
I'm not fishing. Me and Mark Sylvia are just going to go out and fun fish. He wants
Nice.
to. He wants to practice throwing jerk bait and stuff. So
Cool.
I was like, we are in the time to go.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say now's the time for it.
Because that is probably the only way we're gonna catch them tomorrow.
So that brings us to the first technique is the old yerk bait, the old yerk.
The old herk and jerk.
Yeah, the yerka.
And I just happen to have two of my favorites here that I picked up at the old Susquehanna Fishing Tackle today on the old Black Friday sale.
So it's we were looking at that earlier. The first one that you're going to show is the PXR, the Maverick.
Boom.
The Rapala PXR Maverick. Looks like a really good bait. I have a handful of them. I haven't actually really thrown them enough yet to give a good review or whatever, but I don't know. Like, I've heard that they're supposed to be pretty good, but I feel like a lot of these like new jerk baits that hit the market are in some way, shape, or form like a Vision 110 imitation to some level, right?
Yeah,
and that's fine.
level.
I got it. You know, it's like just no different than chatterbait. That's fine. Like, it's not.
I mean,
a problem.
jerk baits are jerk baits. They've been around for years. You know, you had the Lucky Craft pointer for a long
They
time.
had different hooks. They're weighted differently.
But essentially, like, a jerk bait's a jerk bait, right? Like, the old school rogues catch just as many fish.
The Rattling Rogue, the Smithwicks.
Yeah.
I have a couple of those.
Super good wintertime jerk bait. Super good wintertime jerk bait.
Yeah, I got a few of those actually. Old school. They look like the old. The Husky, them and the Husky jerk were like the first ones.
So, and the Lucky Craft pointer.
Mm-hmm. I have a couple pointers. I can't catch a fish on them.
So,
What up, Joe?
So the original like suspending jerk bait would have been. It was actually when the suspend strips and suspend dots came out. Was before they had suspending jerk baits was the Balmer Long A. So you take the Balmer Long A. KVD was one of the first people to do it. You take the Balmer Long A and you throw a bunch of suspend strips on the bottom of it, and make it a suspending jerk bait. The floater, by nature, but throw enough suspend strips on the bottom of it, and now you have a suspending jerk bait.
Mm-hmm. Wow, interesting. What was the first true suspending jerk bait? It wasn't the X-Wrap, was it?
No, X-Wrap came probably the Rogue. Rogue was probably the first one. I mean, that was early 90s.
I'm trying to remember when the X-Wraps came out. I mean, it was like a long time ago, but not that long ago. Like within the last 15 years, I think is when the X-Wraps came
like
out.
Early 2000s.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah. X-Wrap's been out for 20 years probably.
Because I remember when I got exposed to him, me and my buddy, we would go up to Deep Creek Lake, and there used to be Bill's Outdoor Center. Was it this little fishing shop, and they had all kinds of shit. Yep. Of course, that was before I looked into fishing stuff online. So like the only shit I knew was what I could get my hands on in a tackle shop. But they had 1 year they had X-Wraps like crazy. So we probably bought 20 of them, and we fished them all day. We caught a bunch of fish on them, and then the next year we came up and they had Shadow Wraps. It was brand new. Like the Shadow Wrap had just come out.
Oh, that was like
2010
years ago? Maybe?
Yeah, like 2015, 16 or whatever. And we bought a bunch of Shadow Wraps and never caught a fish on them. And then we pulled all the old X-Wraps out and started catching fish on them again. I don't know, dude. I can't get behind a good Shadow Wrap.
The Shadow Wrap Deep is one of my go-to jerk baits.
Really?
In the wintertime.
I don't know, man. I don't have confidence in it.
It's and like throwing you guys some juice now. The reason is it's not a suspending jerk bait. It's a slow sinking jerk bait. And in the wintertime, when they're hugged to the bottom, when you jerk that thing down, it sits like barely on the bottom. Like when the hooks touch the bottom, it just sits there. And it'll just on the bottom. Super, super, super good in the wintertime when they're not suspended, when they're actually down on the bottom.
If it's sitting on the bottom, like, do you impart rod action to like? Do you like kind of move the rod tip up, or you still?
Wintertime, I'm barely moving it anyway.
Interesting.
So
I mean,
that's
you're just.
One of the...
I mean, like this is like that's about all the action you're giving it.
Wow.
Just dude.
You don't even feel them eat it at that point. It's just like
you'll just go to do that and it just gets tight.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was one of the things I was going to say is we've talked about some different types of jerk baits here, but how do you fish a jerk bait in the wintertime? Like, what is, I know that
you can fish it a bunch of ways.
Vary,
so that's the thing, like, especially with river fish, is you have to let the fish the fish are going to dictate how you're jerking it or how you're fishing it in general. So one day you may be like just jerking your arm off, and
I am going to a very, very terrible place right now.
so you're going to be hitting that thing hard, and then the next week, not much has changed. The water temperature might still be the same, and they're just they're not in a feeding mode, and you're just real slow. Like, and when I say this, like, I'm doing this on a slack line. So all I'm doing is taking up the slack and bumping the bait. So that the bait's only moving this far.
So will you give it a couple good jerks to get it down to where you want it to be, and then at that point just let it sit there?
Yeah, either that or reel it down. One or the other. I found that if I jerk it down, like I can get it down a little faster.
Right.
Than reeling it down. But like, so I'll just give it a couple, like you said, like just give it like 3 hard jerks, and then from there on, it's just you may just be bumping it.
Right.
But it's all in the fish, and you also have to look at, like, I mean, live scope has helped me tremendously with jerkbait fishing, because like now I know exactly how deep my jerkbait's running, and I can see how the fish react to that. If I'm fishing, let's say my jerkbait's 3-4 feet off the bottom, and those fish aren't coming up off the bottom, like I might need to run, I might need to switch to like a +1 and like get it down to the level, because there's sometimes that the fish will not come up off the bottom to eat it, and you got to put it down at the level that they're at. Yeah. So you really have to pay attention to the depth of which you can vary the depth with line. You can vary the depth by going to a deeper diving or shallower diving one. So there's a lot of variables that come with jerkbait fishing.
A sinking one.
You can use a sinking
Slow
jerkbait.
sink.
You can add, I've got a Lucky Craft pointer right now that's got lead wire around around the hooks.
You can put different size hooks on too.
Different size hooks to get it to sink. That I have a pointer 98 that I've got the front hook wrapped in lead, and I can get a pointer 98 down to like 11 feet. So, again, live scope helps a lot, because I know exactly how deep they're going. So I know if I'm in a certain area, I'm like, no, I just need to put on this jerkbait, right? Cast length makes a big difference too, because the longer the cast you can make, the deeper you can get it down. So you got to have something that you can cast really far. So it's that the equipment is important. If you're throwing a jerkbait, you need to have a really good reel. Like, that's one rod. I can tell you, I run zillions on my jerkbait rods. Like
high boosas, Joe. I like running the same size, but I'll put a high boosa on there instead of the freaking shit ones that come on the one.
I run a number 5 Gamakatsu G Finesse on 110s.
Can't go wrong with Gamakatsu either.
That's my favorite, because they are weighted almost the same as the stock hooks, so it doesn't throw off the weight of the bait.
But you are right, the hooks on the 110s are junk.
Yeah, that's my personal preference, is that G Finesse treble. High boosters are good.
They're very sticky hooks, but they're
sticky. They're strong.
They break really easily. Not the Gamakatsus, the stock ones.
The stock ones.
Yes.
What do you guys think about 6 Cent jerkbaits, the Provoke series?
I've never played with them.
I have a bunch of them, but I never really mess with them.
I've caught fish on them. I mean, I don't think they're anything better or worse. I mean, I like them because they run a little shallower than like a mega bass. So with them running a little shallower, especially around here, it comes into play a little more for me. But I honestly, like, and we've talked about this before. Like, I know you only throw mega bass. Like, I'll throw whatever jerkbait. Like, as long as it fits the situation that I'm trying to do. And I have as much confidence in, a Rapala jerkbait as I do in a mega bass jerkbait, because they fit 2 different niches for me. They, whether it be a different depth or, like the shadow wrap, it sinks, like, so I get that sinking action on it, like, and I know that I can fish it right out of the box, and it's going to fish I know exactly how it's going to fish. I don't have to modify it.
What
I was
about
just getting ready to
the?
message you.
I tell you what, a lot of people are not huge fans of it, but I really like the stunner, the Berkeley stunner. I really like that jerk
I
bait.
hate that thing.
I don't know why a lot of people don't like it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I will say the depth ratings of those things are off, and the stunner deep was like maybe deeper than the regular stunner. So like, there's that. But if you're fishing shallow, I mean, that thing gets eaten. And then you can get in. Well, then you can get into the whole the silver buddy game. See, generally for me, once it becomes a silver buddy bite, I'm done. Like I don't want to mess with that. I don't enjoy it. Mainly because silver buddies are expensive and you lose a lot of them. It's like it's a piece of metal with a couple hooks in it. It shouldn't cost that much, but yet it does. It's the old gami.
I just texted you the link to Tackle Warehouse too.
Can't remember what
Or
high boost
send it to you on Messenger.
This seems like a lot of homework. Like just for me, right? Like it seems like a lot of homework to be able to figure out what size hook and weight on a regular bait, and then match it up and find it.
Yes.
You could also run an owner hook too if you want to.
What I
has
try to
great
do
hooks.
with jerk baits is find something that matches the stock hook. Like if I just want to replace it. So like I know like I can just throw like a 2x gamma. If I want it to be a little heavier, I can throw a 2x Gamakatsu number 5 and it's heavier, right? It's going to change. It's going to make a mega bass sink. But the important thing for me was to find something that was very similar to the stock hooks, the weight of the stock hooks, and that G finesse hook in a number 5 does not change the action of a 110. It's also the same hook that Martin Payne fishes on them.
I don't know, man. Like I've never bought a bait and any bait that I've like, yep, got to change the hooks out. Like I'll change the hooks out when they get rusty or bent. That's just my opinion.
Depends on what it is.
Like
if it's a crankbait, I'm the same way. Like I'll fish the stock hooks. I mean, as long as the stock hooks are decent quality hooks, like I'll throw the stock hooks. But I also throw a lot of Spro crankbaits too, and they come with Gamakatsu hooks. So
yeah, the Spro crankbait hooks are fantastic. Although I will say I was throwing a rock crawler down on Moomaw, and like randomly on one cast I reeled it up, and the rear treble was just gone. I was like, what the fuck? Like
was like the whole thing.
Yeah, the split. I guess the split ring got jammed up or something, and like the split ring and the hook was just gone. The first time it's ever happened. I've thrown a rock crawler a shit ton, so I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah. So yeah, that like with jerkbaits, your hooks are really important. Obviously, it's not just the. I throw number 5. What size do you throw on those?
I cannot remember off the top of my head. It's probably like you said, it's probably a 5 or a 6, something like that.
Yeah, I throw a 5 in the Gamakatsus.
What size hook is this?
That's about a 5.
Yeah,
because they're about. I mean, but it's hard when you go with different hook manufacturers because like what did I get? I got the VMC Redline hooks, which are the ones that are on this, which are they're pretty badass hooks, but they run like a number 5 in this is like a number 4 Gamakatsu. So they're a lot bigger.
Well, and that's what. So I used to get when I would have crankbaits that I had to replace rusty hooks on or whatever. I would go into Dick's and just get VMC hooks. But what used to kill me is the shank was a different length.
Yeah, you have to know shank length. And on crankbaits, like if we're talking crankbaits, I almost always throw a short shank hook. I'll throw a short shank hook, and I'll usually upsize the hook by one size. So if it comes with stock 3 or stock 4s, I'll find a number 3. If it comes with stock 5s, I'll throw a 4. If it comes with stock 6s, I'll throw a 5. But I always throw a short shank. My favorite crankbait hook, like my go-to crankbait hook, is a number 4 Gamakatsu 2X strong short shank. That's what goes on 90% of my crankbaits. If it's a bigger crankbait, I'll throw a number 2. But generally I stick with 2 and 4. I have some 5s that I keep in the boat for just different different situations, like different baits, whatever it might be. Like I have a box of trebles that I keep in my boat, and you'll have like I've got some EWG trebles in there that I throw certain times of the year, mostly the springtime.
Round bend hooks are very good for the wintertime.
I like round bend hooks year round, and here's why. Like they say, oh well, an EWG hook, you want to throw that in the springtime because you're going to land more fish. Like, I would rather. I'm confident enough in my ability to land a fish on a crankbait that if it gets me a couple of more hookups, I would rather do that rather than missing a couple of fish.
Right.
So that's why I fish round bends year round. I very rarely do I throw the EWGs.
In the wintertime, you got to think these fish are cold. Their skin, their lips all get harder. You need something that's got a little bit, obviously a good sharp hook, and you need something that's got a little bit more gap to kind of get more of a bite.
Yeah, I said,
that's all there really is to it.
I'm not so worried about losing fish on a crankbait. I would much rather have them, hooked up than miss one.
Joe said
that X Pride. Cool.
Joe said, I think I already said it, but Shimano warranty that X Pride. Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually I know that the Shimano warranty is kind of like hit or miss online, at least like if you look into it. But when I broke the Zodius, putting the rod sock on, I mean they took care of me, no questions asked, which was great because I was pretty nervous, because I read the stuff online about Shimano's warranty sucks and this that and the other, but I mean I didn't have any problems at all, and especially if you're talking an X Pride, I mean that's a $350 rod. I mean,
right.
That's one of the reasons why I'm not afraid to get a Shimano X Pride, but like I can get the Dobbins Ecstasy for roughly the same price, and I know if I break the Ecstasy, there's a done deal. Like I send it in, I get a new one. Like Shimano, even though I've been taken care of in the past, there's still that I don't know. Like it almost depends on who you get on the phone, from what I've read online. But I don't know.
Yeah, Joe said it was super easy. Good. I'm glad that they've that they've come a long way with that then. Well, because it sucks if you pay that much for a rod and you don't get taken care of.
Well, imagine you get a Poison Ultima $800 rod,
right,
and you break it for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of money.
My biggest thing is are they going to cover it? Like if you shut it in a car door,
right?
It's one thing if it just breaks, like you said, putting on a rod sock, which that should never do. That was probably a defect, right? Mm-hmm. But I like to be covered for everything because I'm hard on my equipment.
Well, and you never know. I mean, you could hook a fish and stumble on the boat and step on it, and then you won't know.
I step on rods.
Nothing makes me gas faster than when I take a step back and I step on one of my rods. I'm like, which one was it?
I do that all the time.
My destroyer's laying here.
You have a P5 destroyer?
I don't have a P5 now.
The P5 destroyer is what, like a $600-$700 rod, right? It's crazy.
$600-$700 rod.
I didn't. They had some Mega Bass rods on sale today too.
Did they?
I think it was the Arichi.
The Arachis. Arachis are really, really nice.
The P5 is like the top of the line.
I have
right?
Arachis. I have the Destroyers, and I have the Yuga.
The P5's like their top end rod, right?
Top end rod.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't bother. I didn't even look at any rods today.
I don't know, man. Like
they're sick rods. They're really, really sick rods.
Could I use some? Yeah. Do I need to spend money on rods? No.
I firmly believe that, like, in my opinion,
if I buy a rod, I gotta buy a reel.
Like fish, yeah,
that's really expensive.
Like fishing, I fish with NRXs. I've never fished with a Poison Ultima.
You can't put a cheap reel on a nice rod.
Right. Like I'm not gonna buy a Mega Bass rod and then put like a $100 loose reel on it.
Yeah.
I fished with.
I want to buy it. Put a zillion on. Like
yeah.
Putting at least a zillion on it.
Yeah.
Like I fish with NRX pluses and they're nice and they're super nice. But like,
are they worth $850?
Like honestly, dude, I think no. I think the X Pride is.
There he is. He wasn't sleeping.
I think the X Pride.
He was buying more rods.
I truly believe that the Shimano X Pride and probably like the St. Croix Victory and the Champion HP Extreme, you're getting 90% of what you're getting out of an NRX Plus or a Poison Ultima for that price point. In my opinion.
Like we've talked about a million times, sensitivity is you get a lot of it's a very much diminishing returns for your money, right?
Yeah.
Like the
So-
difference in $100 to $2 is massive. The difference in 200 to 300 is substantial. 300 to 600 is not that
not
substantial.
much, and then like 600 to 800, it's like it's this much. Is it better? Yes, but it's like this.
I don't know
much
if you're
better.
picking up more sensitivity, you could end up shaving weight. Weight can
Which-
make a difference, and
but
if you're
weight, less weight, more sensitivity.
yeah,
because it's energy. It's
so
energy transfer.
minute at that point. Though, what's going on, Matt? What's going on, Jim? Thanks for joining, fellas.
It's all about energy transfer. So the lighter your rod is, the more
Right.
sensitivity you're going to have.
Right.
So it's all in how that rod transfers.
this work? Yeah.
All in how that rod transfers energy from the line into the rod. That's your sensitivity. But so anyway, back into winter taxes.
The bantams are sick, Joe.
I watched somebody was buying a bantam today
Bantams are really nice. Bantams,
for
metaniums,
jerk baits.
scorpions.
So we talked about jerk baits a little bit and some of the nuances there. I'm actually I want to talk about the three things that I'm going to do tomorrow. And number 2 on my list after jerk bait is a blade bait. And Chad hates fishing blade baits.
I will.
Hate me
literally-
too.
If
Can't
you say
stand it.
we're going to go out, we're going to go fishing, but we're going to throw blade baits, you'll be fishing by yourself.
Yeah, I'm
'cause
probably
not
sleep.
going.
I'm sleeping in too.
I will go out and catch 20 pounds.
That's fine. I hate blade baits. They suck.
So blade baits are a big time winter thing, and there's a couple of different ways that you can fish them. So the traditional way is your deeper water, out off points, things like that, hard bottom, yada yada yada, all that fun stuff. Like your traditional winter holes, right? Where you're in 10 to 15 feet of water and you're just casting it out there, and
Yo-yoing it back. Right.
you're giving it, you're picking it up until you feel it vibrate about 3 times, and then letting it sink. Doot, 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 all the way back.
You know what? I will. We're not getting off blade baits, but I will say something that I will throw that is not a blade bait, but is very similar.
Lipless
I will throw a spoon.
spoon. Weird. I hate throwing a spoon.
I'll throw a spoon.
Hate throwing a
Take
spoon.
a
Much
spoon up
rather.
and down.
I would much rather throw a blade bait than a spoon.
It's the snagging with the freaking blade baits that I hate.
Oh yeah, you lose a ton of them.
Just cut the. Okay, here I'll give you a trick. So
Well, that and they get snagged in your own line all the time.
take if you're having problems snagging them on the bottom, you almost always snag on the front treble hook. Take a pair of dikes, and just when you lay that hook down, that one hook that sticks out from the bottom, just cut it off. Cut that one part of the treble off. You will snag so much less.
I throw them a lot. When I did throw blade baits, I would throw them a lot around docks, and there's always just getting hung up on rope and all the shit down there. It's like, there's nothing you can do about it. It's
Nothing
just
you can
part
do
of the
about
game.
that. But that is number
Yeah.
2. Is my number 2 way to fish them? That's the non-traditional way to fish a blade bait. Most people in the country, and this is kind of a regional specific thing. I've talked to a couple of people that have fished all over the country, and this throwing blade baits on docks is really like a Northeast thing. Like it's a Potomac, Delaware, Upper Bay type deal. It's like a tidal water deal. And flipping a blade bait around docks is
Fire.
super productive this time of year. If we're talking about blade baits, if you're not familiar with blade baits, Silver Buddy is your classic. Yeah,
We have a lot of mud and grass too.
we have a lot of mud and grass up here too. So blade baits would be like your Silver Buddies, your Demiki Vaults.
Those are supposed to be the
it's-
best
It's
ones.
just a hunk of metal. That's all it is. It's a hunk of metal with a little bit of lead on it, and it vibrates. And pitching it around docks around here, one of the most productive ways to catch fish in the wintertime. And you don't necessarily have to find deep docks to do it. I've caught them in 2-3 feet of water in 35 to 39 degrees. 35 to 39 degree water temperature. Did it with Tony one day.
Yep.
Yeah, took him over to the Northeast. I was like, we're gonna go fish blade baits. He's like, I've never done that before. I'm like, well, gonna learn today.
Yep.
And we went over to the Northeast, and I mean, the fish that I caught over there were in all. I think I lost 2 and caught 1, and all of them were in 2 to 3 feet of water.
Yep.
So, again, we talked earlier about bait when we were talking about Moomaw, and if the bait moves up shallow, and it often does this time in the wintertime around here in these tidal waters, the bait will move up shallow. If the bait moves up shallow, the fish are going to go shallow.
If there's very little, there's only a couple spots around here that actually have deep holes for these fish to go sit in. So there's a lot of times.
Depends on where you're fishing though. Like if you're on the upper bay, if you're on the Gunpowder, absolutely. If you're on the upper bay, it's a lot more because I mean you have tons of 10 to 15 foot water in the Northeast.
Shit like that, yeah.
So there's a lot more areas out there. Bob Murphy wants me to teach him how to find winter fish. So I got to take him out one day this winter.
Nice. Take him to the spot.
I'm not taking him to any spot.
The spot.
The point is teaching him how to locate what a wintering hole is. That's what we want to work on. Because for me, like just showing you like, oh yeah, you fish here, like doesn't do anything when you're when somebody's trying to learn.
Right.
But if I can teach you what to look for and why fish are wintering here, like that's going to help you, tremendously. Ever do a blade with a 1-inch plastic minnows hooked on each hook and one's hooked in the middle eye?
Seems very complicated, whatever you just said.
That does seem very complicated.
That is very complicated. No, I just throw a blade bait. I just throw it out there and just jig it around. Just jig it around pilings. Get it snagged in ropes.
Yeah.
The worst part about a blade bait is you can go out one day and you'll throw the same blade bait all day and you'll never snag it up and it'll be the best day ever and you'll be like, oh man, that was cool. And then you'll go out the next day and fish the exact same spots and you'll lose like a dozen of them.
Yeah. Well, and
frustrating.
That's the frustrating thing about the blade bait is like you said, it's a piece of metal with some lead on it and a couple hooks. Like, should not be that expensive. But even a silver buddy is like $7 now.
I have a bunch of OSP blade baits too.
Yeah, those are expensive.
I have some Demiki vaults.
They don't get snagged nearly as much though.
The vaults are very pricey.
The vaults, I got my vaults at Green Top on sale when they told me I could buy a bucket for $7 and anything that I fit in that bucket was 30% off.
Jesus.
So I just started clearing out shelves.
That was a fun trip.
I spent like $400 at Green Top. Pretty much anything that was like I was ever on the fence about buying because of price went into that bucket.
That makes sense.
It was pretty dope.
I used to throw the damn.
My main blade bait is one that Ken Eng makes, and I buy them from him. They're 4 for $5.
Oh, that's a good deal
for the blank. I put my own split rings, my own hooks, my own snaps on them, because I'm very particular about what hooks go on my blade baits. So by the time I'm all in, I've got about $4 into them.
That's not bad though.
With split rings, hooks are $1 a piece. The snaps, the little snap thing at the top, the snap line tie, and then the price. I'm in $3 to $4. So it's not too bad, but it's not like losing a Senko, where you're out $1.50. The hook and one bait. Mm-hmm. So it does get pricey, especially. I mean, I have lost a dozen of them in a day. So you're losing. That's $50 in bait.
Yep.
Which sucks.
Goes quick.
That's like losing 3 jackhammers.
Yeah.
I hate
which
I've also done that.
I can't. I don't think I've ever lost 3 in a day.
You know who's never done that? Tony, because he didn't start throwing them until this summer.
Well,
yeah, and now he throws even.
Yeah, now I throw I throw shit worse than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say now he throws more expensive.
It's crazy.
Stuff.
It's like Tony just woke up one day and he's like, I think I'm gonna buy a bunch of JDM shit.
Yeah.
And you know what the sad thing about it is like a lot of those JDM baits that I bought, like I haven't caught any fish on them yet. Now I haven't really fished a lot this year for reasons, obviously, but like I didn't get a chance to really throw him in the prime.
He was
season.
throwing the crap out of one when he was out with me practicing,
and it didn't happen. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that bait
that echoed.
It was good.
that I could not get him to. I caught one on it, just one.
Yeah, the smallest fish that we caught all day.
Yes, it was crazy. I did go and get like 40 of those spinner baits, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And yeah.
JDM spinner bait?
No, definitely the opposite of JDM.
Yeah, it's just straight up Strike King. Like, it's good stuff. But yeah, I bought a bunch of them. I'm pretty like, so me and Paul were having a conversation about that, and like,
oh, that sucks.
what, it stinks?
No.
Oh, tossed off a trashy glide the other day. That sounds expensive.
Yeah, that's real.
Paid 130 for, but it replaces 300 to 400.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
I've tossed off trick shads, KGBs. I've tossed off a couple FEs.
Mike Powers tossed off a Depths 250 at Lock Raven one day.
Yeah.
Ouch.
It happens.
That's aggressive. That just hurts. That hurts the soul.
That's not as bad as like a
Hinkle shad or something.
Like a resin trick shad. Resin trick shad's more expensive than a Depths 250. For
Really?
Sure. Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Depths 250 is what, 125?
Something like that.
I thought it was more than that. I feel like a Depths 175 was like a $270
Depths
bait.
Like a
175 is under $100.
Like a 7
Oh,
or
really?
an 8-inch trick shad, resin trick shad is like $220 or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's they're not terrible.
It's crazy because like the cost of baits has like fluctuated so much. Now it's at a very high point, but a few years ago it wasn't like that.
Depths
Like,
250 is 170.
Okay.
They went up a little bit.
That's not bad.
I think they were.
And that's brand new on Tackle Warehouse. There's definitely places on Facebook where you can get Depths 250s for way cheaper.
Yeah.
Used
Depths
ones,
250
but
blows ass. Can't stand the swim action.
Depths 250s work very well up here in the reservoir.
Depths 250s work well a lot of places. It all depends. It's just a different action. Different bait for different action. It's definitely going to be different
very
than like
wide.
Yeah.
Very, very wide gliding bait.
Yep. I can't say that they blow ass because a lot of very large.
Personally, I can't wait to pick up a couple of the ABS 8-inch trick shads,
They have them at Susquehanna.
and I want to throw them.
I looked at them today.
Had I known you were going up there, I would have freaking probably sent you some money and been like, "Get me 2."
Yeah, I didn't. I almost texted you that they had them when I was up there, but yeah, they had quite a few of them. They had a whole rack of the 6 and 8 inch. I got a 6-inch.
eBay is definitely best for 250s.
Got a 6-inch ABS trick shed from Dick's during their Black Friday sale for $19.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good deal.
Yes.
Good deal.
I never even threw any of those down in Moomaw. They just weren't doing it. They just weren't. Like I said, I threw the G-Rat. I liked the action. I had a couple followers, a couple swipes, but like, just it wasn't enough for me to really like try to dial in a glide bite. Because, like I said, what we were fishing offshore 90% of the time anyway. Like throwing the glide was just keeping them honest at that point.
You could throw a glide at them in open water. You just got to watch it on the scope.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard when they're 20 feet down though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will say that G-Rat sinks though. Like I kind of like that how the bait does get deeper than a lot of
The
other glide
KGB
baits.
Spro has a pretty good sink rate.
It's still trying to fish it deep. It rises so much.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Like you work it. Yeah, I mean,
That's
you give
one
it
of the things I've
you give it a
always
couple
wanted
of
to.
chops and it comes up like 4 feet.
That's one of the things I've always wanted to figure out about some of these guys that throw glides all the time in deep water is how are you maintaining it? Like, how are you fishing it in 10 or 15 feet without it just rising up to the surface?
Go watch some of Milliken's videos.
Yeah.
And look at how much lead he's got wrapped around the hooks.
Right.
I mean, on that Hinkle that he throws all the time, like there's like a ball of lead on each one.
Isn't a Hinkle like $1,000 bait?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
It's a
crazy.
freaking ripoff.
Justin Royal broke one off at when we were down at Rayburn for the TBF National Championship.
Mm.
Did he break it all? No, he didn't break. He got it snagged. He ended up. He got it. He spent like 15 minutes during the tournament, like trying to get this thing back, and he's like on the bubble for qualifying, like making the cut for the last day, and then he's like it was like 15. 20 minutes.
He doesn't have the poly woly.
It was in like 20 feet of water, like it wouldn't have reached.
I would have went. I would
It
have.
would have been. Yeah.
The pole's only 15.
But what was the water temp? I would have been swimming.
Well, what he was
20
gonna,
feet is tough.
so
Yeah,
what
but I mean, if you got an 8-foot rod, you only got to go down 12.
so what he was gonna do is he was going to cut the line. He put a bobber on the line so it would be floating, so he could come back and then dive down to get it. Because he and then he's trying to think of all these things. He's like, I gotta get back to fishing, gotta get back to fishing. And then finally it comes loose and he's like, oh my God, thank you.
So he actually did get it back.
Yeah.
Damn.
Probably didn't throw it for the rest of the day. It was probably terrible.
So what happened was he threw it and he backlashed. And it sank to the bottom. And when he reeled up his backlash, it just goes jink and tight. And he's like, oh crap.
Damn.
Yeah.
Much worse obscenities.
That will make your ass pucker so fast when you feel that and you're throwing a glide bait of that caliber. Shit, that's how I feel when I'm throwing a $150 or $200 glide.
Good old Zark.
God.
He's a funny dude. That dude is hilarious.
I will say, it kind of blew
Very
my
fun
mind.
to
Like,
hang
I was
out with.
talking to some of the guys down at Moomaw, and we're talking about, glide bait setups and whatever, and, a lot of people throw those things on 25-pound fluorocarbon.
I throw mine on 20.
Yeah,
So, a lot of guys... So, those guys throw a lot of, 250 and bigger size glides. Or, for that and bigger, you got to go with the 25. But, if you're going 175 or, a trick shad, you can get away with, 17 to 20. So my rod just spooled up with fucking 17, even for the G-Rats.
You could throw.
I run
You could
20
throw
for everything.
You can throw an 8-ounce bait on 20-pound line. It's all on how you cast.
I run 20 pound for my glides, 20 pound fluorocarbon for my paddle tails. I run 20 for all of it.
Paddle tails, I usually run 17.
Now,
If I'm throwing
obviously,
a
if
mag draft, I
if
throw
I'm
it on
throwing a
17.
wake bait, I'll just use 60 pound braid.
I like to get on that mag draft freestyle a little bit for the grass and stuff.
I have caught quite a few fish out on the flats on the mag draft freestyle.
I just have the regular mag draft, and I've never even really messed around with it. I got the
I've-
coal shad, the
I've
bass mafia one.
I've never caught a fish on a call shad.
Really?
It's got such good action too. It looks beautiful in the water. Never caught a fish on it. Looks beautiful in the water.
Jim says he's seen a nice bullwood at the lake Wednesday. Oh, so I'm not sure if this is official yet, but Jim, you might see me and Miles down there in February. We got some dates set for Headwaters.
Oh yeah, you gonna take Miles' boat down there?
No, hell no.
So
We're
you get stuck in the middle of headwaters.
no, we're definitely taking mine.
Are you going out with Herb?
Yes. Well, if Miles can get off with enough work. So basically, he's trying to figure out if he can get off enough time. And I said, look,
Feel how sticky those hooks are.
I said, look, dude,
It's those VMC Redline hooks.
I said, I'm going down for 7 days.
They're nice. They're expensive though.
They're light wire.
Yeah.
I said, for me, 7
Very
days is the
It's
minimum.
a very light wire hook though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for me, 7
Doesn't
days
have
is
a
the
lot of
minimum.
flex,
I'm
though.
gonna go.
They don't flex.
No, those hooks are fucking stout. Those hooks are nice. But for me, for Florida, 7 days is the deal. If I'm gonna drive down on a Saturday, come home the following
Right.
Saturday.
Because you got 2 days of travel.
any less than
and 5
that's
days
not
of
even
fishing.
worth going. So I think the group is going
I could do 5 days. Day or 2 days of travel and 3 days of fishing. That's minimum.
yeah, that's pushing it though.
That would be minimum.
I would
Yeah.
love to go down to Florida, but it's just not something I'm going to be able to do this year because she wants me to go down to Florida for a freaking wedding in February. So I'm not gonna have time to turn back around and then go back down there with my boat. It's just not going to work.
Or you just hop a little trip over there and you hop on Jim's boat.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going in Florida. That's the other thing too.
That's okay. They make airports everywhere.
Jim, we were gonna do Headwaters and Stick Marsh. I think are the Headwaters, Stick Marsh, Kenansville, maybe Garcia.
I
But
heard Kenansville Lake is a badass lake.
Kenansville's awesome, dude. Donkey
A
Land.
lot of grass.
Yeah, Donkey Land, man. I fished Kenansville a couple years ago. It was a pretty cool place. So, and the problem with Kenansville is it's 20 miles of unpaved road to get to it. But I think they fixed that. I
think
heard
they
that they
paved it.
actually changed.
I heard they paved it.
Yeah.
Well, now it's probably a hot spot if everybody, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that didn't want to go to Kenansville just because of the shitty road to get to it.
And the ramp is steep as shit. Jim said, did you talk to Mike Buki? Has an Airbnb right there. We did not. The group that I'm potentially going with, they already got the Airbnb situated and squared away. So we're just kind of falling in with them. But I got to figure out what Miles' dates are. Because if his dates, I told him, I was like, if you can only go a couple days, you can just fly down. put the shit in my boat, but I'm driving your truck. Like, I'm not driving my truck down there. That's not gonna happen.
I wouldn't drive your truck down there either.
Right. So I was like, if you can only do a couple days, like, just let me know. I'll drive my boat down with the rest of the group, and then you just meet me there and you drive back with me.
Man,
Something.
just stick with the 106. You're not gonna get that much more. I mean, you can go to a 12, the 126, but you're not getting that much more out of it, and you actually get a higher pixel density on the 106. So your picture, while it's a little bit smaller, it's clearer. You don't really get a lot of benefit until you go up to like the 8600 series, and that's big money. Like you're not doing that. There's nothing a budget about that. It's like $3,800 for a 12.
I want to get on the boat with somebody that's got Mega Live 2, so I can really play with it and see how much improved it is from Mega Live 1. I mean, I know it's supposed to be pretty decent, but I really want to compare it to LVS 34 and really just see like how fucking good, if it's any good. I mean, the videos that I've seen look
36 out, don't they?
No, they have.
They do, but it's different. Like
they have the 54. It's a 54 or 60 or something. It's the saltwater version.
Right.
Yeah. But
which is now illegal in most bass tournaments.
Yeah. The LVS 34 and Mega Live 2 are supposed to be pretty comparable, but I believe it when I see it. Right. Like Garmin's clearly, in my opinion,
even
the best one.
Even the videos that I've seen of it, it doesn't.
The IHD models.
UHD models, and they're way better though. I don't like.
All I know is Active Target 2 sucks.
I don't know. I don't notice that much. I don't notice that much there. I'm running the same unit as you are, Matt, and I don't notice that much different between mine and when I get on somebody else's boat.
I think I have a 106 SV, but I have LVS 32. And
I have a 106 SV.
I don't know.
You have the 34 too.
What
Right?
I 34 is. It's like Garmin.
You have a 126.
Okay.
Which is the 12-inch version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like, so there's so many times where I'll be on someone else's boat and I'll look at the Garmin and be like, is that a 12 or a 10? Which, if you ask that question consistently, it's like, is it really that big of a difference?
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
I don't know. I can't tell.
Chad's unit is way bigger than mine.
Really?
Oh my god, it's like night and day different. Like Kevin, like fishing on Kevin's boat, like night and day difference in the screen size. But his isn't any.
It's not any more or less clear.
It's less clear than mine, but then you get the benefit of everything on the screen's a little bit bigger. So like, it's kind of a trade off, right? The 106 for the money has the highest pixel density, which is why it's a little bit clearer. So it's just the resolution that's on it.
Or you can just get the NBT 22. Call it a day.
You need an 8600 series to run that.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't run it on a 106 or a 126?
It runs through HDMI.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
you can run it on the Ultra 2, but you don't have any of you have full capability, like screen capabilities on the 8600 series. It'll run on the UHD 2, but it's just screen mirroring.
Okay.
Whereas with the 8600 series, you can control the settings on the unit. Like you can control the unit from the MBT.
Oh wow. Didn't Russell Marine Products make a different one too? Like Russell Marine had a.
I wonder what the price difference is in going to the UHDs compared to the 106 or the 126.
We have the internet.
Because I mean, it sounds like maybe just go to a 10-inch UHD. If you really want to upgrade, obviously you have to stay with scope.
Let's see, the Ultra 2 is 12 inches, like $2,700 or something. $2,500
for a 12. What's the 10? 1700 for the 10 UHD. So, if that's what you want to do, you think it is that much of a dramatic difference, then
and that's the thing too.
Roll with it for sure.
If you notice the difference, then by all means,
right.
If it's clearer to you, I have not been on anybody that has a Echo map newer or older that's any clearer than what mine is.
Mhm.
And like Kevin has the Ultra 2s, and it wasn't like I've fished on Kevin's boat a million times, and like his clarity isn't any better than mine.
Or was like the processing speed? Maybe
A lot of the clarity. So
Maybe it has to do with the wiring and all that shit too.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. Like wiring plays a big difference. Like I'm running. Yeah, that's exactly. We have the same unit, Matt. Like I paid $1,000 for mine also. Like I have mine ran on a dedicated 16-volt battery.
Right.
With like an 8-foot run, so like I'm getting clean, constant power all the time. And now I know Matt knows how to wire a boat, so like it's not like I'm sure
yeah.
like I'm sure his stuff is wired correctly. So like that's probably not the difference that he's seen.
That would be the only other thing that I can think of that makes a difference is having a separate power source and having like the correct size wire that you're running from whatever the unit to the black box to the transducer, however that works.
Put it this way, my battery is close enough to my unit that I didn't have to run any wire. I'm using the power wire directly connected to the power wire that comes with the unit. Like it's right there.
Yeah, mine's
just so
the
I
same
didn't
way.
have to, I didn't have to worry about any additional connections or making sure that I had clean power the whole time. And the 16-volt like doesn't make a difference either. Like it just happened to work for that. I got it because it worked for where I wanted to put it. Because it side mounts, so like I could mount it to the side of my rod locker easily. So it's just mounted like my driver's side rod locker. If you look at the side of it, you'll see like there's like my black box is here, and then my battery's here, and then my black box is here. Like everything's just laid right there, so it's all together. So that like all the wiring is simple and clean, looks clean. And that's the only reason I went with 16-volt. It doesn't matter.
What's up, little Bradley?
12 volts to 16 volts does not give you any better picture. So
How does that like if you like a lot of guys run a 16-volt battery? Like I guess does the black box calm that down to 12 or something? Like how does that work?
no, I pull 16 volts to my unit. So you can run up to 20 volts on a unit safely.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I was curious as to like if
Matt, are you talking about like the NBT screens? Like those separate screens that they're running? So it depends on what unit you're running. So if you're running the NBT screen, if you're running an 86, if you go on to NBT Marine's website, they'll go into it in more detail. And I don't want to like quote them wrong, but from what I understand, if you're running an 8600 series, you'll have full control. Like it's not just screen mirror, it's touch screen. You can do everything on that screen that you can do on your back screen. Most people have their 8600 series at the console, and then they run their connection up to the front, and then they have their NBT in the front. And their NBT screen just runs off of their console unit. With the new Echo maps, from what I understand, it does only screen mirror. It doesn't have the screen control capabilities. So you're just screen mirroring it. Which if your settings are fine, like if you run the same settings all the time, that might work for you. I change my settings constantly, so I couldn't do that.
I don't think I need a 16 to 22 inch screen, honestly.
Until you use one.
Oh, I'm sure. Once you use it, it's awesome. But it just
like Frank has two 15-inch Solix. Like he has 15-inch Solix at the console and a 15-inch Solix for 360, and like it's stupid how nice that is.
Yeah. Does he have anything else up front or just the one
He
big
has a
unit?
Garmin.
Oh, okay.
I'd have one hooked up to my phone so you like play the football game on it.
He also has he's also putting a 12-inch Lowrance at the console for 2D and mapping. Ish.
He likes the Lowrance maps.
No, he likes the Humminbird maps, but he likes to keep a separate unit that's not networked to where like if he can go on like Google Maps, he'll go on like Google Maps and like make while he's sitting on the couch and like he'll put waypoints and stuff out and then he'll transfer them to his unit. And then when he gets out to the lake, he'll have this unit that has those Google Map things on him, and he'll drive around and he'll scan it, and if it looks like something that's good or like what he thought it was, then he'll mark it on his other unit. And that way he's only putting the units on his main unit, or only putting the points on his main unit that are the keeper waypoints.
If I end up getting Explorers, it's going to be a stressful situation trying to get the waypoints from the Helixes onto the Explorers. I mean, it probably won't be stressful, but it'll be like...
No, it's easy. Just all you got to do is save them. You just save them to a memory card, pop the memory card in, it'll pull the waypoints right onto it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's easy. Yeah.
Because the waypoints are saved as a specific file type.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's happening yet or not, but talking to John, he's trying to make it happen. That'd be sick. Because I'll be running 3 Explorers, 2 10s in the back, and a 12 up front.
I mean, can he get me 2 12s?
I'm sure he might be able. Maybe for a discounted price. I mean, he's a Humminbird dealer, so you never know. He might be able to get something.
I should have got. I should have. Not that I should have, but I really wanted to buy them when I had my Humminbird discount through the state team, and I just didn't want to. Like I would have ended up spending like $4,000 because I'm not going to put 2 12-inch Humminbirds on there and then have a freaking 10-inch Garmin. Like it would annoy me if like the size of my screens on the front didn't match.
Right.
So I'd have to go buy like then I'm like, well, I get a Garmin discount too. So how much is that 8612? Like I was gonna buy an 8612. And
see, it doesn't
like,
bother me.
That'd be like another $2,000. So
see, that doesn't bother me having 2 10s at the console, a 12 and then a 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that 12 and 10.
Really?
That bothers me.
That doesn't bug me at all, actually, because I have a staggered mount, so they're like offset, so it doesn't.
Still bothers me. Mine
Really?
mine are offset too, but like
Interesting.
it bothers me like that they're not both the same. If they're not both the same size.
Now on the Ranger, I had a
because
10
I'm going to
and
look
then
at
a 10
one.
and a 10.
I'm going to look at one. I'm like, man, this 12-inch screen's really nice. Then I look at my live scope and I'm like, oh,
right. Yeah.
oh, everything's so tiny.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. I don't know. Like it's never really bugged me though.
Yeah,
But
that type of shit bugs me like a lot. I
I
really
do-
wanted to put like two. I really wanted to put 2 12s at the console at one point, but like after running like 1 12 at the console, like it does pretty much everything I need it to do.
The 2 10s is honestly overkill for what I'm doing, to be honest with you. I will say the one thing that's nice about it is when you side scan, you put one on the left and one on
Jim's
the
got
right, and you just
Jim's got
everything.
2 12s in his Thunder, 1,500 watts.
Like if you're side scanning and you got the one screen on the left and the one screen on the right, like you're basically running like a 20 at that point. That's kind of sick. But I
Like,
mean, that's
2
only for side scanning, right? Like
Well, the biggest benefit is being able like maps on one full screen, side scan on
Right.
another full screen.
Right.
Yeah. Like that's my biggest thing that like I wanted. But on the other hand, like my screen's big enough that like I run usually if I'm scanning, I run a 70-30 split on the screen. 70% of my screen is side scan, 30% is
The
my
map,
map.
yeah.
And like I can see enough of my map that I'm good. Like I can scan what I need to scan.
I do kind of regret getting that Helix 12 a little bit, knowing with the situation that I've gone through with this year is like, I would have just not bought it and just got a 12-inch Explorer up front, honestly. But
Dude, the mapping that comes with the Explorer is sick.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get them eventually. If it doesn't work out this go around, probably in the next year or two, I'll probably end up just swapping them all out. The problems,
Just make flashers great again.
yeah, dude. The thing that sucks about the new units is like the brackets. Like you got to re-drill holes and shit for the gimbals. That's what's killing me. Is a lot of those gimbals don't line up with the holes, so it's one of the, I mean, it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal.
I mean, I had to do that for my Garmin on my Skeeter brackets
Did you?
because they're all set for Humminbirds. Because
How did you just like drill them right there? Like, is like, I mean,
I had a bitch bolted to the boat, and I just drilled it.
yeah. I ended up
put my Garmin on, like I lined up like whatever holes would line up, and then just pop new holes that didn't line up.
Just mark it with a marker, pop the hole in it, run a bolt through.
I ended up taking my brackets completely off, put the gimbals on, marked it, took it to a drill press, and hit it with a drill press.
That was too much.
Well, but I kept breaking bolts, dude, because I had a regular drill. I didn't have an impact driver, but I didn't have enough blade speed.
You don't have a regular drill to put a drill bit in?
No, I do have a regular drill, but the drill speed was too slow. I didn't have my impact driver.
I was using a battery powered Ryobi.
Yeah, I kept breaking drill bits. I broke 3 drill bits. I was like, the hell with this. Taking it off.
I mean, it's just aluminum.
Well,
like it's not that hard to drill through aluminum.
Tony's using all of his muscles, pushing down on it, snapping the freaking drill bit in half.
yeah. I mean, there was like grenades going off, like drill bits, shards.
This is a bench press.
Mega Live on Helix 15 loves it. Fishing for dollars. Do you have Mega Live or Mega Live 2?
Well, if it's on a Helix, it's 1 because the Mega Live 2 doesn't.
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
work
right.
on
Mega Live
Helix.
2 doesn't work on Helix, so it is Mega Live 1.
I don't know, man. I've heard that Mega Live 2 actually looks really nice.
Ron said so the last update that he did for Mega Live 1, and he was having some issues with Mega Live. Send him so he sent it back and they actually sent him a whole new unit. He's like, dude, I can actually see my bait and everything like on my
Really?
And I'm like, I'll have to get on and check it out. And I fished before he even got the new one. Like the biggest issue that he had before with being able to find his bait was his transducer was crooked on the shaft. And we fished a Conowingo winter tournament one day, and like I'm throwing a jerk bait, and I'm like, I throw my jerk bait out. I'm like, there it is, and it's like my jerk bait's out here, and the trolling motor's pointing over here. I was like, yeah, you might want to fix that, Ron.
Yeah.
But like I could see my jerk bait, no problem. Like no problem. I actually caught our 2 keepers that we had that day. I caught on with Mega Live on a jerk bait.
I haven't really had a lot of experience with Mega Live 1, but just like watching the videos of it, and I mean I saw when I fished with Craig Gordon last year on Liberty in his pure watercraft, 30 miles an hour reservoir boat.
It was probably sick.
It was sick. But like I mean, it just the Mega Live 1, it left a lot to be desired.
Yeah,
Quite a bit.
definitely. You definitely can't see. Oh, like especially if you're looking at like structure or cover, like brush piles and stuff.
It
like
probably doesn't have good separation
Yeah.
at all.
doesn't at all. Like
It's
a
just
brush pile
clutter.
just
It looks
shows up
just
as a
clutter.
blob.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it almost looks like a ball of bait.
Yeah. But
on
let's
the-
say
that's,
even
like sitting on the bottom.
and even like with the 32 versus the 34, like you can get to like 75% of a dialed in 34 with a 32.
It depends on distance too. Like a 32, like on 60 feet and under, looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But
when you get out
past
it, yeah.
60, where it's hard, and it's hard to find your bait out past 60, where like I can see depending on what water depth I'm in, like because a lot of that makes a big difference on your picture too, like what water depth you're in, what the water clarity is, stuff like that. But like if I'm on Lake Anna, like I can throw my minnow out as far as I can cast it, and like I can see it, like so like say like 90 feet.
Yeah.
I can see my minnow at 90 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Totally understandable.
Well, what else we got tonight, gents? We're getting to that time.
We did miss the third option for wintertime fishing.
The yig?
No.
I don't know.
Crankbaits.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because it is never too cold for them to eat crankbaits.
No, it's
That
not.
is yes, that is true.
And sometimes the best way to catch them in the middle of the wintertime is burning a crankbait across the bottom.
I don't know that I really burn them. I'll put it this way. I don't fish them. I don't burn them, but I will fish, a crankbait with a normal retrieve, just like you would in the summertime. Just a steady retrieve. And sometimes, sometimes you're going to have to fish them slower, but there's a lot of, just like we were talking with modifying other baits, whether it be the blade bait and, cutting a hook off to make it less snaggy, or weighting a jerk bait, to get it to go down and change depths and things like that. You can do the same thing with a crankbait. And one of the things that I like to do with a crankbait in the wintertime is weight the hooks, or use suspend dots or suspend strips to make that float rate way slow. So like when you stop that crankbait, it either suspends or just very slowly starts to come up. You know, and that's huge in the wintertime, especially when you're throwing like a, you know, you're throwing like a, say like a DT6 or something like that. You know, a DT6 floats up very, very good. It's a very good wintertime crankbait, but it floats up very quickly. So you can throw some weight on there and get that thing, or even a shad wrap. Shad wrap, it's real. You know, I weight almost all my shad wraps, so that you can get it so that it's not floating back up. And when you pause it, it's just kind of like hanging out there, or just like slow, like really, really slowly floating up. That can trigger a lot of bites in the wintertime.
I do prefer flat side crankbaits as well in the winter.
It depends. Wintertime fish can be really picky, and sometimes they want a very. It's usually two extremes. So they either want a really, really tight wobble, like you get on a flat side,
It's like everything.
or they want an extremely wide wobble.
Right.
Like there's no in between. Like they either want like a super, super wide wobble, like you have like with like a wigglewort or a rock crawler, where it's a super, super, super wide wobble, or they want that little shimmy like a DT6 or a Fritz side, where it's just like a, you know, very little body roll, just a little you know, through the water. But it always seems like it's never like a normal crankbait. Like they don't want like a normal crankbait. They either want something like super, super, like super, super wide wobble, or super, super tight wobble. I very rarely catch, for example, like I very rarely catch fish on like a, what is that damn crankbait I throw? It's a Lucky Craft. It's the LTO 2. It's like a 7-8 foot diving crankbait. Might go to like 10 feet. But it's like a very
Lucky Craft makes great stuff.
It's like a very like middle of the road crankbait, right? Like it's got a little bit of wobble, but not like, it's not like extreme. Yeah, it sucks in the wintertime. I don't think it's one of like my go-to crankbaits in summertime. I don't get shit on it in the wintertime. But you throw on like a rock crawler and you catch fish with a super, super wide wobble.
Well, so that was kind of my experience the other week. I went out fishing. Water temperature was 49 degrees.
It's that cold already?
Yeah, water temperature was 49 degrees.
Wow,
back
I didn't
in the
realize that.
It was 48 on the flats 2 weekends ago.
And so I freaking tied on a flat side, the old Fritz side, and I was throwing the Fritz side 7, and Scuba hadn't tied on the wintertime crankbaits yet. He still had a 12-foot diving OSP regular crankbait. And I couldn't. They were smoking his crankbait.
What'd you get,
They wouldn't
Jim?
touch mine.
Yeah. So like I said, sometimes they just like a wide wobble.
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it. I think it's more of a. I think it's very similar to why blade baits work. So blade baits have, you know, like as you know, have an incredible amount of vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they just don't want it around them.
Right.
You know, like when that blade bait, because, you know, a lot of times, like they'll just swipe at a blade bait.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not like, it's not like they're trying to eat it. They'll just swipe at it, and then you'll end up like hooking them in the side, or, you know, like, you know, under the fin or something. And I think they do the same thing with like those wider wobbling crankbaits, is ones that have a little more vibration to them, that like they're just kind of sitting, you know, they just kind of want to sit there, and then when something like, you know, really erratic like comes through there, like they just want it out of their area. I think that's just a theory, but
Yeah.
so that's our 3 winter fishing tips: blade baits, jerk baits, crankbaits.
Have at it.
Shad wraps. If you haven't thrown a shad wrap in the wintertime, throw a shad wrap.
Yep.
I'm throwing 3 baits tomorrow, and those are the 3 baits that we covered tonight.
I would tend to agree that those would probably be the 3 that I would be throwing in the wintertime too. Actually, I could add one more.
Yeah, what's up?
I would throw a finesse jig.
The yig.
Like
Hit
a
him with the yig.
very small finesse jig, one of those little missile jigs that's like the little mushroom head jigs. They work very well to pitch around docks this time of year and catch bass on them. So I'll do one of them with like a little like a Ned, like a Z-Man.
Yeah,
Ned
I don't
on the back of it.
I would,
Oh,
I would
well,
rather
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I would rather not catch fish.
Or like even one of the little like they even have the packs of the Z-Man jigs.
The shroom jigs.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
shroom jigs.
Yeah, I would rather not catch fish.
You love throwing jigs though.
Yeah, I throw a jig, not a modified Ned rig.
I mean, the Ned is another great winter bait, though. Like the
size of
Ned's
the
definitely in the conversation.
The size of the trailers on the jigs that I throw is bigger than an entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
But we're down. I mean, a lot of times you got to downsize in the wintertime.
No, I'm good.
You are
But
downsizing.
see, though,
If
like-
you're throwing a blade bait, they're not that big. Well, that's big.
see, like the funny thing is, like the same way you feel about the jig, I feel that way about the buddy. I'm like, ah, fuck it. You guys can
That's
have it."
how I'll go out there and I'll throw a flutter spoon, a small flutter spoon, or a jig, or a crankbait or a jerkbait. If I have to throw a silver buddy to catch fish, I will stay inside and play.
Yeah, fuck those rules fishing for dollars. They're stupid.
So,
And
is
like,
it-
and I don't care, like, whether they say forward-facing sonar is allowed or it's not allowed. Making it 3 hours during the tournament
That's stupid.
and leaving it on the
That's
anglers
stupid.
to enforce that is retarded. Just tell us if we can use it or if we cannot. I don't care either way. I'll fish, but I'm not fishing it like that where you have to, you got to focus on like, oh well, how long? When did I turn this on? How long has it been? That's absolutely retarded. But anyway,
yeah. Did hear that the Wingo series is considering banning live scope next year. I know we talked about that earlier. I won't fish it. Let's
I
be
mean, I
honest
don't
with you.
fish them anyway. So
I wouldn't. I mean, if they ban it, that's hey, it's fine. I hope you guys have a great turnout. I'm not going to fish it.
I mean,
I'm
not gonna say anything.
I mean, just because it's like, it's not like if it was like a brand new thing, okay, whatever. But like we've all had it for years now. You know what I mean? Like we've had it for fucking years. There's no, in my opinion, there's no reason to ban it. Especially
Funny
when
how we're getting to this point now, and all these big tournaments are just now just being like, we don't like it anymore, or we need to make some stupid rule that limits it, or whatever it is. And I'm okay with limitations, but
Russ Lane said on Bass Talk Live this week that he's like, oh, it's just a bunch of old men bitching because they didn't bother to learn something that came out. And like, it's funny because Russ Lane's like 55 or something.
I mean, it's
Who just
that's the
qualified.
thing. Like, it's not
Just qualified
that
for the
hard
Elite
to
Series.
learn. Like, it's not that hard to learn. It's to get really good with it. You got to put some time in. But like to be able to figure out how to make it happen
at a local level, it's still difficult.
Most
But
guys,
it takes time, and what it takes the most of is an open mind.
I feel like most guys that are, like you said, open-minded and can fish a little bit, can spend a weekend on live scope and understand how to work it and be able to compete locally and catch a couple fish on it.
And you can learn how to adapt it to your fishing style in a weekend. Now, you're like, if you want to really learn it, like I said, you have to have an open mind. You can't think of, oh, I used to catch them this way. Like, stop thinking about how you used to catch fish.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to learn like the open water scoping, like the whole open, like you were doing down at Moomaw, like, do not think about how you used to catch fish at all.
Yep.
Like, throw that out the window and just go into it with an open mind, like you're pretty much brand new at fishing.
Just got to go out there hanging a mini.
Because that other stuff will come up and you'll want to go to the bank. Like, oh, that point looks good. I need to go throw a crankbait on
what's
that
up,
bank.
Steven? Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, brother.
And that takes away from your, that takes away from your learning experience.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's no different than anything else. Like, if you want to get good skipping a jig, go out in the wintertime on a nice day, take one rod with you and take a jig rod and just go fiddle fuck around with it.
No, it's not at all. Like, that's the dumbest comparison that people make on the internet all the time. Oh, it's like spotlighting deer. No, it's not like fucking spotlighting deer. And people sound like fucking morons on the fucking internet when they say that. The only people that say that it's like spotlighting deer are people who've never used forward-facing sonar. If you've ever used forward-facing sonar for any period of time, you would know it is not like spotlighting deer. Because hey, guess what? Jim's got forward-facing sonar. Hey Jim, how many fish have you caught on forward-facing sonar? Just throwing that out there.
Well, don't be mean to Jim.
I know Jim. I'm not being mean to Jim, but
I don't know.
Like Jim's told us, like, hey, I put forward facing sonar on my boat, and like I just waste time. I can't catch fish on it. Like every time I point it at a fish, it runs away. But then you have these jackasses online that are saying, oh, it's just like spotting like deer. Anybody can catch them with forward facing sonar. Rah, 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 rah. Jim's a damn good fisherman. And like he has admittedly struggled with using forward facing sonar to catch fish. Like understands how to operate it, knows how to use it, can see fish on it, struggles to catch fish on it.
It's also, I think, the environment
it's not
too.
Easy.
I think if you go to a place like Lake Anna, Smith Mountain Lake, Moomaw, or like a Highland Reservoir, it's gonna be a lot more of a player versus a place in Florida where you got vegetation, the Upper Bay, Potomac, something like that. So but I still think I agree with you. I still think that the whole spotlighting deer is not the right comparison.
Except that people were still using it effectively on Upper Bay in the open.
I mean, yeah, and like you can do it. You can do it for sure.
You got to be really freaking good at it.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do it. But my thing of it is like, the average guy or like whatever, you have a BFL in the Upper Bay, you're going to have a handful of guys that use it on the Upper Bay. But if you go to Lake Anna, Smith Mountain or whatever, like it's
going to be most of the field.
It's much more because of the
way it lays out.
Correct. So I feel like that has a lot to do with it too. And like I said, I mean, like the way we fish with it on Moomaw, I've never actually fished with it like that because we just don't get to do that here. You don't get to go out in the middle over 60, 70 foot of water and find fish just swimming around relating to absolutely nothing. I mean, the deepest water you're really going to find on Conowingo that's fishable.
40.
Right. For the deepest. I mean, yeah, the tail race, but that,
Yeah, but you got so much current there. Like, you're not catching fish in that.
Right. So it's one of those things where it's just, I don't know. I kind of get it though. Like I do get why co-anglers like it. All right. If you're fishing like Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, a lot of Highland reservoirs, like scope's a big deal. I could see why co-anglers would be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to fish with this. But if you come to the Bay, Florida, Potomac, like, who cares? Just throw a fucking chatterbait. You know what I mean? Like, it's completely, I feel like they're not comparable, in my opinion.
But even if you're fishing in those other areas, like, I put a lot of that on from BFL and below. Like when you get into the Toyota series, it's a little different. You're starting to get into people who are professionals or aspiring professionals. Like that's their living. Like they may not, like they're not gonna. I don't expect them to give the same respect to a co-angler's time as somebody in the BFL level or lower. Mm-hmm. The grassroots level. But 90% of the problem in those tournaments is the attitude of the boater.
I would agree with that.
And not giving and it has nothing to do with forward facing sonar. It's just like if I was fishing brush piles on Lake Eufaula. Like I can fish brush pile, if I'm on a brush pile lake, I can fish a brush pile and my co-angler is going to have as little of a shot as if I'm out in the middle scoping. Because guess what? That brush pile is going to be 60 feet straight in front of the boat, and they aren't going to have a chance in the world to cast at it. Mm-hmm. But for me, I can't do that. I'm going to make sure that my co-angler has an opportunity to catch fish. And it may be, that we go to a certain spot for 30 minutes, to where hey, there's a little grass bed over here. It's got some fish in it. Let's go over there so you can catch a couple fish. And I think that is a bigger proponent of the co-angler woes than live scope is. Because it's a me attitude that these guys, that a lot of these guys have, and they just don't give any, and you can have, plenty of people that have good experiences with scopers. Where this guy on the front is scoping. They're like, hey, there's a fish. There's a fish out there. Cast 40 feet that way. Right. Like you get a guy like that, you're gonna have a good experience because the guy on the front of the boat is not an asshole.
Right.
That's the biggest. We're talking about, oh, it's technology, oh, it's this or that. No, it's asshole boaters.
Yeah,
it's 90% of the problem.
You definitely see a lot more of it. But
right, because now you learn how many boaters are just assholes. When you put them out in the middle of the lake like that, now we know how many selfish asshole boaters there are that aren't going to give their co-anglers a chance. It's just like somebody fishing docks.
And we've heard it time and time again that the number of co-anglers out there have fallen off a lot because of it.
Right. I don't think they're going to pick up that much by limiting live scope to 3 hours.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think they're going to pick up much. I mean,
because it's about the experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and if the scope was really the big deal, I mean, why? If you're a co-angler, you're going to spend just as much money. In entry fees, you could skip a year or two, go get a 18-foot tracker and put scope on and just go be a boater.
Or you can learn how to catch fish in open water.
I mean,
some co-anglers there's a few co-anglers that have done it. Fishing behind scopers, still catching fish. It's, hey, guess what? I can watch my boater. I can see how deep these fish are suspended. So I'm going to throw a swim bait all day. Like, I'm going to throw a Kitech all day out the back of the boat. Yeah. Or, hey, he's fishing, he's fishing on the bottom. I'm going to drag his drop shot around. Like, the co-anglers are not adapting to live scope either. Like, they just want to go fish the same way that they've always wanted to fish and throw spinner baits and crankbaits and stuff like that, where you need to adapt to that. Because do you think that fish that's out in front of the boat that guy is casting to is the only fish within 100 feet of that boat? Probably not. Anyway, just my 2 cents on co-angling behind scopers and scoping in general. And it's I think it's less of a technology problem and more of an attitude problem with fishing culture today.
I could honestly see both sides. However, I will say, like you said, I don't think that the limiting the scope at this point is going to help. I mean, if they were going to do any sort of limitations,
it's definitely not.
Any sort of limitations at the grassroots level is fucking way too little, too late. It's out there now. We've all paid the money for it.
I don't even care if they limit it, but just tell us no.
Yeah, it's got to be yes or no.
It needs to be black or white. None of this 3-hour BS. Because, hey, guess what? Do you run background checks on every co-angler that signs up?
No.
Exactly.
Dude, Bass and MLF are really shooting themselves in the foot here recently with the polygraphs and all the freaking rules and stupid shit.
Yeah, so what happened to with Ty Owie or Ty Eli?
Ty Al, so he was staying with a friend in Florida when he was leaving. According to him, this is from Ty's video. When he was staying with it, he left his boat at his friend's house. He flew back to Florida because he's from Nevada or Arizona or somewhere out west. He flew back. He was staying with his buddy for a few days, and essentially when he was leaving, he had watched some YouTube videos and stuff like that. And when he was leaving, his buddy said something like, "Hey, don't forget to check out the Kissimmee River or something on Okeechobee." And told him, he's like, "Hey, I can't get any information, blah, 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 blah," like that. And when he was polygraphed prior to the tournament, he
failed the polygraph.
He failed the polygraph
due to the information thing.
On the other hand, too, like, I'm just going by what he said in his video. He also said, "Well, me and him were watching a bunch of YouTube videos." Like, so if me and you are watching a YouTube video, and I think Ty is a great person, I don't think he did anything intentionally. But if me and you are watching a YouTube video, a fishing video, are we going to sit there silent and not talk about it?
No, of course not.
And if you're talking
really,
about
I don't
it,
understand what the big deal is. Like, why can't you watch a video together and talk about the freaking video?
because if you know something about that video and you talk about something, you're giving me information that is giving me a competitive advantage over other anglers.
It's information that was right on the internet. You're watching it.
Not if we're discussing it. If we're discussing it then it goes into a different field.
See,
like,
I think it's just getting stupid at that point. I just do.
I think it comes down to like I think they should change the polygraph. Did you intentionally solicit information?
I feel like it's different.
It's
if
all about
somebody,
the intent.
I feel like it's different if somebody comes
I do
up and
agree
it's
with
just
that.
like,
It's about the
hey,
intent.
hey, I want to go fish Kissimmee River. Where should I go? And that guy's like, oh, I caught a 10-pounder back here in this cove or something the other day. Like, yeah, you're getting information at that point. You just watch some
Right, but if we're watching
generic YouTube video and you're just discussing like, oh, that point in the video looks like a nice point or something of that nature. It's like, it's
right,
just
but if you're
information
saying
that's
like,
just
hey,
right
make
there
sure
on the
make sure you check out that point. Like that's if I'm just watching a video, maybe I skip over that point. Like you're getting information from somebody else on what you're watching. Like
Yeah,
that is
So it's like discussing strategy with your buddies is like, can't do that. Can't discuss strategy
Essentially.
with your buddies now.
Essentially.
correct. That's always
Yeah,
been that way.
It's just weird.
It's been that way for a decade, over a decade. 12 years is when the no information rule came, where like you literally like that's the thing. You do not discuss it with your buddies. And most people don't have a problem like passing the lie detector. Some people have. There was another guy disqualified from that tournament. He's a shitbag.
There's been people disqualified.
Ty Al's not a shitbag. The other guy that was disqualified is a shitbag. He got busted for getting text information during a tournament on Rayburn, the first Open, and then got disqualified from this tournament for when they were administering the polygraph. The person monitoring it was like, something's off here, and I think he's using controlled breathing tactics. So
That's crazy. It's also subjective. As
so
all
they've
fuck.
here's what happened. They failed it. They allowed him to fish the final day. This was during the tournament. They allowed him to fish the final day. They actually allowed 11 guys to fish on the final
He
day.
didn't fish it.
Who?
Ty.
I'm not talking about Ty.
different guy.
Oh.
I'm talking about somebody else.
Okay.
So anyway, like this guy, this other guy got DQ'd from the same tournament. So he makes the top 10. There's 11 people fishing the top 10 because this guy is fishing under protest, right? Or, on protesting the results. Apparently goes out and brags to some buddies about how, oh, I learned how to use these controlled breathing tactics to pass a polygraph test.
It's just retarded.
And so Bass found out about this and was like, yeah, you're DQ'd.
Look, the other thing that I would like to point out is that in itself is showing that there's a lot of holes in this polygraph thing. The way the questions are asked, breathing techniques.
But how is that a hole? They caught the breathing
nervousness-
They caught the breathing
The
techniques.
nervousness of some people can have them fail a polygraph alone, even if they haven't done anything wrong. A polygraph is not even a legitimate source of information in a court hearing.
No, but it can bring you to a grand jury. People like that. People say that, like, oh, well, it's not admissible in court, but they can bring charges on. They can bring charges to a grand jury based on a lie detector.
So I don't know. I get it, and at the same time, I'm also like, it's getting stupid at this point.
Well, there's quite a few failings. I mean, there's a lot of substantial polygraph
Look at what
failings
happened
this
to
year.
our buddy Matt Herron.
Here, I want
Stupid.
to address what Brian brought up. Is like, oh, well, they got all these technology on the boat, to catch fish. God forbid you talk about someone finding fish. The reason the no information rule exists is because there was a certain time in the 2010 to 2015 era where tournaments were being won based on how deep your pockets were.
Right.
That's why the no information rule exists. Because I know of a current pro who is on the and now it wasn't against the rules. Like, he did not break any rules because this rule didn't exist. But he actually split with another angler $10,000 for
the waypoints to every brush pile on a lake, on a certain lake. That $10,000 that he paid a guide for has won him hundreds of thousands of dollars since then.
So how does that work? Is he grandfathered in?
He got the waypoints before it was a rule.
I'm just wondering, like, would he fail a polygraph test for that? That's interesting.
Nope.
I don't know.
Because it's your polygraph is only looking at the off limits period. So the off limits period would be from when the schedule was announced until the day of the tournament.
I'm never going to fish at that high of a level, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But
Unless they start bringing polygraphs to the Thursday nighters. How'd you catch that 7 pounds? I don't know. They ate a frog. I'm sorry, Scott. They ate a frog. Like,
how'd you catch that 7 pounds for 5th place?
yeah, right.
Either way, we're coming to the end of the show here. My dogs need to go out and pee.
P.
And
I gotta go fishing in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Guys, we appreciate you joining us tonight. We'll be back for another episode of Friday Night Shenanigans next week with Stroker Boats. Remember that.
Don't forget, we'll
Thanks,
be here.
guys.